All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope everybody who's getting off work and all that had a good day. If you had a day off, good for you. Good for you. Let's do some. Let's talk about some video games topics here. Well, mostly video game topics. Um, yeah. So, and some unfortunate news for employees, right? Microsoft had mass layoffs today, which is something that a lot of companies go through, tech companies, and all that stuff. And unfortunately, in the gaming world, the layoffs are being used for console wars. Now, I'm going to stay here first and foremost. It has not. The layoffs has nothing to do with the console wars. It has nothing to do with the Activision deal. It doesn't. Um. Hey, Zinc, what's up, man? And first and foremost, off the bat, I just got to say that I feel for everybody who lost their job, who got laid off. I'll always feel bad for people who got laid off, especially in situations like this where if you're laying off, doing a mass layoff like this of 10,000 employees, chances are it's not because of your work ethic or production, whatever reason caused it. It's unfortunate. Now that we got that out the way, guys, this has nothing to do with the Activision deal. This has nothing to do with the console wars. And yeah, I was reading that there are employees in Bethesda in their gaming division who did unfortunately get laid off, and it sucks. However, this still has nothing to do with that. You do realize that, right? And I find it insulting when people in the gaming world act like act like when something like this happens and their mind are only in this gaming bubble that they can't think outside the box and think that this is more like a corporate move or something. And and look, I started off by saying that I am 110% sympathetic with people who lost their jobs, but when I see nonsense like this, why would Microsoft spend $68 billion on the Activision deal when they can't afford to keep thousands of employees? This is just a big come on now. Come on now. This is the worst of bad faith arguments I've probably ever seen. Big Baller said, "It's very sad seeing both Xbox and PlayStation fanboys using this as console wars. I lost all respect for both sides." Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I think, listen, if you lost your job, getting laid off sucks. It's happened to me. I'm pretty sure it's happened to most people who've worked at one point and another. It sucks. It fucking sucks. And I feel for every single employee who had to lose their job, right? With that, again, that has nothing to do with this Activision deal. It has nothing to do with oh man, look at Xbox. Look at Xbox failing. No, no, guys, that's not how it works. Others Inc. here said, from what I've looked at, Bethesda and Xbox team have said the layoff did not impact their studios and game development. Yeah, exactly, Zinc. And you know, Zink said this started with Jason Schreier making a broad sweep again. Oh, I didn't even see Jason Schreier's comments. I'm gonna have to look that up. Zink, I didn't even see his comments. I was just talking about the overall narrative I saw in the gaming community today, where for some reason everybody's acting like these layoffs mean that the Activision deal shouldn't happen and Microsoft don't have money and all this other bullshit. You know, when the decisions for stuff like this, whether it's seasonal, whether it's due to the end of a tech boom, whatever the case is, I for me it's just like, look, it's just a sympathetic thing with me where I just think that we should just leave it at people lost their jobs at Microsoft and it fucking sucks for them. They got to move on to other pastures, if you will. And okay, looks like I'm not going to be able to find Jason Schreier's comment. So whatever he said, Zinc, let me know. Fill me in, and I can inform the audience. But yeah, man, it's just that it's just that for all the right that I think Microsoft and Xbox does, something like this shouldn't be taken lightly. They something like this shouldn't be taken lightly. 5% of their workforce, I was reading, 10,000 employees, as you see on screen, and it's just baffling to see people try to say, "Oh, yeah, Microsoft, Xbox. Wow, isn't this proof that Xbox sucks?" No, no. This isn't going to affect. This isn't going to stop the games that are being developed. This isn't going to mean that Starfield gets delayed till November. I've seen a lot of crazy hot takes. So many hot takes. It'll take too much damn time to just search for them and try to put them on screen. Big Baller here said Jason, VGC, and all the other journalists saying layoffs all over the place. Microsoft layoffs took place in Bethesda and 343 sides too. Yeah, they were. It was from head to toe at Microsoft. Um, Again, affected a lot of people, and I feel for them. It sucks being laid off. Happened to me. I probably happened to Big Ball at some time. Probably happened to others Inc. at some time. Uh, but this still isn't a reflection of this is proof that you know uh, acquisitions should be canceled and all this other nonsense. Hebot said they always try to find negative news, negative Xbox news, of course, and you know how it is. Hebot with Xbox, that negativity is blown way out of proportion. And Zinc and Hebot, if y'all want to join, let me know. I can send y'all a link. Zink said, due to chip issues in the computer division down 28%. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The chip issues hasn't been solved. And from my understanding, I believe Taiwan, they're the big chip producers in the whole planet, basically. So that's a tricky situation in of itself. Craig Simmons Gaming TV said it happens. My job laid off 2 groups of people, and they are $1 billion company. Yeah, Craig. Yeah, Craig, man. It happened at my job. It happened at my job too, man. Work for a big oil company. They've had massive layoffs, and I know that I was fortunate to survive that and all that stuff at the time, and it's one of the things that comes with the it's more of an economic issue, if you will, than an Xbox issue. I just think it's super. I had a woman, old teacher, years ago. She always used to say that she hated lazy thinking. When she used to say, "We don't do lazy thinking in my classroom," and I kind of use that in my life as well, where I hate lazy thinking. I hate the idea that this is somehow you proof of a console war narrative that is just nonsense. In the mix here said you got people who don't read who think they're going to stop working on Halo. Yeah, again, it's just stuff like that in the mix. It's baffling. I've seen people say, "Oh, this means games are going to get canceled." Um, I've seen people say, "Oh, this means Starfield's going to be delayed till like November, December." I've seen all the crazy hot takes in the mix, and absolutely none of them make. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Now, if you stay in the bubble, if you stay in that gaming bubble, then you think then you'll go think, "Oh, yeah, man, he's got a point." If the but it's like, no, guys, it's an unfortunate situation. Listen, we might see other tech companies laying off, having mass layoffs. Unfortunately, that could just be a part, whether it's a recession or whatever the case. You know, but man, and I listen. I'm not going to be a dead horse on this one, but I just find it funny. In the mix said there's misinformation being spread that season 4 of Halo is canceled. Yeah, that's just that's just flat out lies in the mix. That's all that is. That is flat out lies. But they need They need to do something because Forspoken it's on its way out, and that game looks absolutely terrible. You know, Forspoken is a guaranteed flop the way that shit is looking. Running at 720p on the demo and all that stuff for a $70 2023 PS5 game. But I guess that just comes with I guess that just comes with the territory with Square Enix these days. If it happens, I'll take my L, but there's no indication of this. Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I don't take rumor as fact anyway. And if I ever speak on rumors, I always try to specifically say, look, man, this is rumor, nothing's confirmed. Because I ain't trying to throw no bullshit out there. I ain't trying to throw no bullshit, out there to you. And because look, Xbox still got the show. They still got the developer direct later this month. Actually, it's next week. Now that I think about it, you got the direct developer show next week. Yeah. Oh, next Wednesday on the dot, actually. So a week from now, for a week from now, nobody's going to be talking about these layoffs. They're going to be talking about Xbox again with their with their show. Probably a lot of bitching and moaning, but I think it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to see the gameplay and all that other stuff, man. I think it's going to be a fantastic show, actually, for the developer direct, because they got man, they got a solid lineup, man. That we're going to see. I can't wait to see for Forza Motorsport. I want to talk about Forza Motorsport a little bit. I don't know if it's a soft reboot. That's why they're not calling it Forza 8, but I was playing Forza 7 again last night, and it just brought back a lot of great feelings of how it's the best racing game, my favorite racing game of the last generation, basically. And as great as Forza Horizon series is, playing Forza Motorsport 7 again, man, that game was bringing back some man, I fell in love with the game again, basically. I because that and it still looks great. It still plays extremely well. The game looks almost. I was trying to record some gameplay so I could upload it on my channel, but for some reason wouldn't let me record it, right? Because that man, Forza Motorsport 7, for a game that came out 6 years ago in 2017, it still blew me away. That game is absolutely brilliant. And if you think Forza Motorsport from Turn 10 Studios is just another racing game, I got some news for you. I got some news for you. You sleeping on that game. You gonna be sleeping on that game hard, man. Redfall. I can't wait to see some Redfall. Right now that's probably their second biggest game coming out this year. Arcane Studios, they don't make bad games. Prey, Dishonored. How many times have I said on this channel that both games are just absolutely spectacular? You know, and so Redfall, from what and they let's see, he said, other thing said Forza Motorsport is the barometer. Yes, it is, Zink. Yes, it is. It's the barometer for racing. It's going to be the barometer for graphics, high end graphics. It's going to be the barometer for tech. It's really, man. I just gotta say, man. I think. Listen, again, Forza, as great as the Forza Horizon series is, Forza Motorsport 7. That was the game. That was the racing game that sucked me in. Playing, and I first played on the Xbox One X when that first came out, and then playing it again last night. Man, oh man, just unbelievably brilliant game. Oh yeah, I was also talking about Redfall here. Um, yeah, Redfall. And they kind of compared that one to like Far Cry instead of Left 4 Dead, and I think that's the right way to go with it, man. I think that's the right way to go with it. And Left 4 Dead, from my understanding, was a extremely popular game, backwards compatible on Xbox, and all that other stuff. But Arcane Studios, they don't make bad games. The Elder Scrolls Online, I don't know what we're gonna see. It's listed here. That's definitely the least interesting thing because all people really want from if they say an Elder Scrolls, they rather hear about Elder Scrolls 6 over over anything. But it's all about Starfield, man. This is Starfield season right now. It's a Starfield season right now, man. Looking forward to the player campaign and the co-op in Redfall. Yeah, same here, man. Same here, Zinc. Same here, man. Sorry guys, I was just checking something here. But yeah. Look, so I think my initial point, man, it's pretty much uh I could just leave it at that. The layoffs from Xbox, or not Xbox, but Microsoft in general, as a company wide layoffs, basically 5% of their workforce, is extremely unfortunate. I feel for every single president got laid off, but it's not console war shit. It's not going to stop the Activision deal. And it's funny I'm saying that because a year ago today, Phil Spencer sent out that tweet that made Sony lose $20 billion when he announced it, right? And so here we are, man. Here we are, year, and a lot of this is par for the course. A lot of this is par for the course. Yeah, and moving on. Moving on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna step away real quick. Gonna 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Oh. One negative about doing the solo shows is that you don't have somebody to feed off you and speak when you got to step away. But that's all right. Other Zinc here said Amazon announced 18,000 layoffs. Facebook announced 1,100 layoffs. There we go. Yeah, it seems like it's a tech industry. Um, looks like it's a tech industry wide thing, basically. Zinc. Here it is. And as Zinc said, Amazon will lay off more than 18,000 workers. And Facebook, let me say this about Facebook. Facebook, they bet on the wrong horse with this VR shit. What is it? What is it they call it? The metaverse or something like that? So that they're dying on the wrong hill. I'll put it that way. They're dying on the wrong hill with that one. But yeah, Zink, all this is doing is showing that it's a industry. Yeah, Shinzo Elite here said it's an industry wide situation, not just Microsoft. People just want to say anything they can about Microsoft and Xbox. Yeah, pretty much, Shinzo. Pretty much, man. And all right, Tuck, I'm about to send you an invite, my brother. Yeah, Shinzo, you're absolutely right, man. It's industry wide. It has nothing to do with Activision and Microsoft saying one thing and all this other nonsense, man. Exactly, it's tech industry wide. Yep. Where is it? Where is here he is. Yeah, so all right, Tuck, I sent the link to you, my brother. But yeah, man. So listen, don't take any of this to heart, guys. Everything's gonna be all right. Except for the people who lost their job. Again, I feel awful for them. How do I remove Let's see here. Group. Yeah, I feel awful for them, man. I really do. Because losing your job at any time just sucks. Shinzo here said, "To be honest, I'm surprised they held on this long without big layoffs. The economy has been in the tank for a while. True. We had a year of horrible inflation and just, you know, I know people who pretty much had to burn through their savings basically during this time and all that. Uh, All right, he said, "I hate seeing people lose their jobs and not being able to care for their families." Yeah, yeah, that's the most heartbreaking part of it all. That's the most heartbreaking part of it all for sure, Shinzo. I you know, yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. Basically, everybody here is spot on. It's an industry wide thing, and it's an industry wide thing. It's bigger than just video games. It's bigger than just Xbox on this one. Um, yeah, but let me jump to the next topic here, and uh, so I think we're all familiar with Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, hey,
This is
hey, Tuck, you there?
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, hey man, how are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah,
Doing
hey,
good.
yeah, I saw that you did the Lions Den. So everybody check out Tuck Masters Lion Den podcast. He did a show earlier today.
How
So
your
yeah,
people doing today?
huh?
How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good, man. So while you're here, I'd like to get your thoughts. I'd like to get your thoughts on this first topic here. I don't know if you saw it. Microsoft laid off 10,000 employees, and
Yeah,
what is an industry wide thing, and people are trying to use it as console wars. So what are your thoughts on the matter?
it's not a comp war thing. It just man, these companies are taking a hit on this on everything, man. I mean, you think they like laying off these people? No, they do not. They don't like laying off these people. I mean, at least I don't think they do. Um, like you said, Amazon's gonna lay off 18,000.
Yeah, 18,000.
So why is it, I mean, if this is what I'm just saying, whenever it comes down to like Microsoft or somebody like that, they always want to turn around and try to pick on Microsoft for some reason and all. I don't even know the reason why.
Right.
And that's the reason why I made the video this morning, talking about, you know, the economy, the economics with the economy and all that stuff. A lot of things don't make no sense in this world. I mean, it just doesn't.
Hmm.
It's just like I said, when that PS5, that's one thing I told my friend today. I said, listen here, man. I said when that PS5 come out, it's gonna be a failure
Right.
because when people gotta decide what they're gonna do with their families, eat or do whatever, now you got some people out there that just don't care. They're
Right.
gonna go ahead and buy it and that's it. But to me, $500 is a lot of doggone money, and I don't know how much how much charge for that thing to be made and all that stuff. But to me, they're in an uphill battle with that.
Hmm.
Um, I think they're in an uphill battle with their controller. I think everybody's in a up it is in a uphill battle with everything what's going on. I mean, this ain't man. This is I never seen that like this. I mean, it's just people is just got to learn how to, I guess, learn how to buckle down or something like that. But hey,
Hmm.
I mean, it's scary. I mean, 10,000, 10,000, 18,000. The tech world is going upside down because of what's going on. I mean, it's like they saying like in Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma. They saying that like the average car is like, I think they were saying like the average car is like $48,000. That's what they say in the average car, which I don't buy that, but I'm thinking they
Hmm.
talk about electric cars. I'm not really sure they talk about gas cars, but I know they talk about these electric cars costing that much. And some normal cars can be costing that much too. But this is what I always have said. And unlimited, and I always said this. When people got enough nerve to go out there and spend all that money on a damn football game because they saying like the narrative, I think they saying like the narrative of the cheap seat in the Super Bowl this year is gonna be like seven. It's gonna be like $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nosebleed section of the Super Bowl. Now, to me, how the heck can people afford that? You asked me that. How the heck can people afford that, and how everything is going on right now?
Right.
I mean, it's dude. I can't see myself. But this right here with Microsoft, Amazon, is a sad deal. But do I think they want to lay these people off? I don't think they do. But no telling about what they're doing. So um, but I don't think I don't. But like you said, I don't think it's going to hurt any of the gaming division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll hurt any of the gaming division. So, what do you think? What do you think? My feedback on what I'm saying now?
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. Just like how Shinzo Elite was and other Zinc was earlier in their comments. I think that this is just an unfortunate situation. Hey, what's up, Fire Boss Man? Thank you for joining. I think that there's just unfortunate situation, and that's bigger than gaming, that is being used as console war fodder. Because some people hate Xbox so much they can't turn off that console war nonsense for even a minute. You know what I'm saying? Even a minute, and I know that we talk a lot of shit here, talk shit about Sony. Sometimes I get on Nintendo when they do crazy shit like sell games for six full price for limited time only. But I don't. But you know what, man? I do that in the confines of like entertainment and gaming. I don't actually sit out. I don't actually sit out here every day, you know, hoping that thousand people lose their job and all this other shit, man. But again, this is just, I guess, par for the course, if you will.
So the only thing that I'm going to really guess out is that, and this one thing I always have said, and I always have
Hmm.
said this. Um, it's just the fact that I don't think about what these companies are doing.
Hmm.
What these companies doing is wrong. I mean, some of these companies doing is wrong. I'm not gonna say all of them. Microsoft been having a real good track record. They haven't had this high of a total in a long time. So you know, it's just that man, we just in a times that we don't know what's going on. I mean, to me, like I said, our government is really jacked up. And I'm talking about our government. I ain't talking about anybody. I don't know about anybody else's government, but our government is jacked up. I mean, man, you got groceries going up, you got gas going up, everything going up except for our paychecks. That's just the truth of the whole matter. That is just the truth of the whole matter, man. I mean, it's like during the winter time, like back in the day, man, gas used to be like $1.25 a gallon.
Hmm.
Now it's not like that now. It's like during the winter time, it's like right now it's like 277. So by the summertime it's gonna go up real high. So this is what jacks me up about our government. And this is what really jacks me up about our government. They want to put so many emphasis on these electric cars. Just do both. You can do both. But now they want to turn around and say, well, the economy need to be this, the earth need to be this, the earth need to be that. Man, please. It's all about these people making money, and some of the people and like in government don't need to be making money at all.
Hmm.
They don't. But I'm just saying, it's so sad because it's like I'm gonna give you a good example. There's a lady that I talked to today at the gas station. Check it out. Now she lives somewhere here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Check it out. Now this is what she's doing. She got an egg. She raising eggs. Okay. Now you know if people like raise eggs, you know you usually want to check. You know because you know eggs is going by. You know going by maybe like 625 to 85, 80, like 885 a dozen now.
Mm-hmm.
So what she's doing is that she's still going to charge the same prices as a store. And I'm saying like, and that lady said like, wait a second,
Hey,
what
Zink, I just sent you a link.
about that? You still going to charge the same as a store, but you're gonna turn around and sell eggs. But you got to know to sell your eggs for $6, the same as the grocery store. She said, good luck on that. So, but no, I mean, you know, it's sad. It's sad. It's just a shame what's going on. And the world need to be in a better place than for what's going on. I mean, this coronavirus thing really did hit everybody hard, and like I said, it's still going on as of today,
Mm-hmm.
and people just don't want to realize it. That's the reason why I always wear my mask everywhere I go, because you never can tell who's going to catch it or not. So,
Right.
but no, but this story right here, 10,000, 18,000 people laying off, man, that's sickening. It really is. But these industries got to do something.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of them economic things, and like Kr said, and I have it on screen as well. No one talking about Amazon where they laid off 1,800 people,
No,
and like Zink said, 1,100 layoffs at Facebook as well.
no, they ain't talking about that at all.
Yeah, and Zink, I sent you a link, so feel free to join when you can, man. Sorry I saw your text so late. And Deus, hey Dea, how you doing? Said hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'm really sad to see so many people lose their jobs. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, definitely, it's kind of it sucks to have a more somber tone to a show like this, talking about um 10,000 people at Microsoft, 18,000 at Amazon, 11,000 at Facebook, all losing their jobs on the same day due to massive corporate layoffs. And then what's even weirder to me when people use that stuff as console wars, basically, and and um and here's and the thing that comes with making these types of podcasts and stuff day is that there's a lot of shit talking, basically. There's a lot of fuck Sony, fuck Xbox on these respective podcasts, and that's fine. I just don't understand. I just understand that there's a different line between doing stuff for entertainment and just talk, just having fun with it versus this weird console war fascination that these guys have.
Now I tell you right there, that cracks me up that everybody want to talk about the console war, and that's the reason why Microsoft is hurting. Man, Microsoft is not nearly hurting
Yeah.
on
Uh,
that front.
yeah,
Okay.
and KR here said Microsoft has employed 83,000 people in the last 4 years alone. It's sad to see people lose their jobs, but people talking like the end of Xbox is truly pathetic. Yeah, man. KR, I've seen some crazy hot takes today. I've seen people say that games are going to be canceled. Um, Games are going to be canceled. I've seen, geez, Starfield's going to be delayed. I've seen that. Hey, one guy was saying, who was it that was saying that? I think no. In the mix was saying he saw people saying season 4 of Halo's canceled and all this other stuff. No, no, sorry guys. When Microsoft hired basically a city's worth of people, employees, basically over the last 4 years. I promise you, things are going to keep on going. And others think, man, thank you for joining.
Hey,
Hey,
but you know what? But you know what? Unlimited. What people don't want to realize, what people don't want to talk about, that Xbox is going and Microsoft is going to give these people their servants pay. They're not gonna. They're gonna be. They might be, but they're gonna turn around and help them out with their servants pay. I read that today. So they're not gonna be without. They're
Right,
not
right.
gonna be without. Just. I mean, it's not like Microsoft just picking them out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for mentioning that. And hey, Zink, thank you for joining. I
Yep.
know that this is just a spontaneous. This is something I just did basically because when I got off work, Zink, I saw people just with their nonsense. I'm like, okay, I got to talk about this real quick. So hey, man, you were on fire in the chat, so I'd like to get your thoughts on this, man.
First, can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
you loud
can.
and clear.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect. Yeah, Matt, I always have to do, of course, in order to be on unlimited truth, you gotta get your facts straight. So I have to look into it a little more about what's going on. And like I was talking to my boy, Ramo, and he asked me what was going on. And I told him the same thing, because I follow the financial reports all the time, except for Bloomberg when Jason Schreier is talking, because I know he's full of shit. But like when Jason Schreier tweets some bullshit or have a bullshit article, then everyone follows it religiously and makes it law. Like on Dealer's podcast, Zucker was going off because Maddie Plays uh, said that Starfield was going to be delayed or whatever. And he's going off like Maddie Plays worked for frickin' Microsoft, and deeming everything they say as fact. So you have to do your due diligence and go through these things and see where it's coming from. Like uh, the Yahoo Finance had a report about Microsoft and where is this coming from? Because you have to
Mhm.
know where this is coming from. They said they lost 28% in the computer portion
Right,
of Microsoft,
right.
and due to chip shortages and things like that, it was all circling around, meaning the same thing. And you see all of these layoffs are coming from the tech
Yeah, she's in
industry,
there.
and they all coming from the tech industry because they all need the same products. And some of the same things they have taken a hit. But I'm glad these guys are using it as uh, as ammunition. I love it. And just like all of us, I took a major hit when the banks collapsed.
Oh
October
yeah,
08 will ring.
yeah.
Dude, hey man, I'm telling you, man, I was really powerful then. I won't say how I was close enough to being a millionaire 2 summers in a row. And when the banks collapsed, dude, in 40 hours, I lost $174,000 worth of business in just 40 hours. Okay. It totally turned my life around. All right. So when you go through things like that, and then, you're on the brink of excellence, and then the pandemic hits and the world shuts down a week before you're about to sign a big ass deal. Yeah, it'll turn your head upside down because you have to fall back and start back over. And for some people, they may not have the resources to start over. Their resource for starting over has to come from another job opportunity. They may not be able to create another job opportunity. But hey, I welcome these guys using this as ammunition because Sony's day is coming. It's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
And dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm as I always am. I don't have to say I'll be honest because I'm always that way. Just like Shisno Elite said, I think Shisno Elite, no, in the mix, he
Mhm.
said, I'll take my L, but I don't believe it right now, or so to speak.
Right.
And I say I never take Jason Schreier at his word because I know he's full of shit, and I
Yeah.
I could pinpoint his full of shitness.
What?
Yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I do need
go
to
ahead.
ask you, what did he say? Because I'm blocked. He blocked me on Twitter. I didn't even know he
Oh,
blocked me.
well, I don't go on Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
I read it and I sent you a picture of it. I texted to you.
Hmm.
And if you expand it, you can see what he said. But in so many words, he said layoffs are happening at Microsoft and mainly in the 343 campaign division.
Oh, okay.
They taking a hit. he
Yeah.
won't he won't be specific. He'll say taking a hit. I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, okay. And then people couple that, I guess Joseph Staten has moved back to Xbox Publishing.
Hmm.
But when Joseph Staten was hired on years ago, I mean
Right.
years ago, Bonnie Ross brought this dude in, is like, hey, we want you here because he left. Bungie because Activision wanted them to do something different and just took his story away. He was like, "Oh well, I'm out of here." So he
Right.
left 6 months before the first Destiny game was even released.
Nah,
But
gotcha.
yeah, but when Jason Schreier wrote that, then dude, just like I think Shisno Elite said it, it's just been article after article after article after article after article. And see, this is where the truth gets lost at.
Hmm.
And this is how I crushed other groups in college because I told you guys we were treated and we studied the Microsoft way. So our professor would pit two groups against each other and debate, like for instance, Kmart, should they change uh, their business methodology to a higher step up there with J.C. Penney or Sears? And I'm like, hell no. And this other
Oh
group was like, yeah, they should do that. And so there it's on. When you have a disagreement, now you pick a group and you go at it. And of course, I was proven right. Then somebody was stupid enough to let this jackass from overseas buy Kmart. Then they let this fool buy Sears, and he killed them both with his stupid ass.
kill them
You
both
know?
off in a
It-
heartbeat. Kill them
yeah.
both off in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so you have to look out for when people follow articles from a guy writing about business that don't know business. And to be a journalist, all you have to do is write a story, you pick a side and you dog the other side to get hits for your newspaper. That's their method of operation. The truth doesn't have to be anywhere around it. Just a small bit of truth can happen, and then you blow it out of proportion from there. So everybody, when you look it up, everybody has an article now.
Hmm.
Everybody has an article, and it's all Xbox slander from top to bottom. But just like everybody said, oh, it's an article that the Xbox division was going. They admitted it. Xbox division was going to be out. That was not the quote. That was the author saying that right after Phil Spencer gave a quote. The unquoted portion said the Xbox division was almost out of here. That was the author's words.
Right.
People got to read. You have to read this shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I was listening to Tuck's favorite guy, Marlon Gaming. Sometimes I'll listen to a PlayStation fanatic. So I'm listening to Marlon Gaming, and he was excited about um, he was excited, but trying to cover up his excitement for
Hmm.
Microsoft laying off people. And he was, trying to dog Starfield again, right?
Hmm.
Not coming out. So he read this live. This is on his show today. He read this shit live. And first he had to read where Microsoft is paying above board for the
Right.
people that they lay off and giving them stock incentives for
Hmm.
6 months and giving them health benefits for 6 months, right? And
Right.
then he had to push his clapping meter. Okay. Then he got to another part where he thought he had a win, and he said he was reading live from, and I haven't found it yet, but he said he was reading live from this Xbox portion,
Hmm.
and the Xbox teams and Bethesda took to Twitter or went somewhere and they said, we are we wanted to let everybody know that these layoffs will not affect the games division group,
Right.
developing games, and from Starfield and Halo and all of this stuff, right? And so Marlon Gaming, he didn't like reading that, but he had to push his clapping meter,
Hmm.
and he had that clapping thing sound effect, and so I was going to go back to see where he said that at because I had to rewind the show,
Hmm.
and then your show popped up, so I didn't get a chance to complete my
Oh,
research on that.
okay.
Because you know me, I want to read it for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, yeah. No,
You
no, no.
know,
You do it the
yeah,
right way. You
yeah,
do it the right way. You
and
make
that's the thing I was saying about school. While everybody was trying to follow some writer,
Hmm.
I would listen to the writer, listen to the company, and then go to the library and pull up the annual report.
Right.
And I'm reading the annual report. So when I came back to class, dude, I was loaded with ammunition that those dumbasses didn't go get. you know? So I was ready for him and I was ready to knock people out. And this is what you like to do. And I really like that you do it. Sean does it. Dirt does it. They'll pull receipts out and they'll say, hey, look at this shit right here. And 100 did that one time. It was fantastic. He just put this shit up on his board and you had to see that first, you know? So, but go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, man, that was absolutely spectacular, Zink, and that's why I was that's why when I saw your text, I was like, damn, he sent that a while ago. I was like, I hope I didn't miss my window getting you on, man, because you always bring nothing but truths and absolute facts, and it's to a point. That was so well put. I don't really have nothing to add because you hit all the nail on the head. This is
Yeah, you did.
as I said at the beginning, Zink, this has nothing to do with gaming, with Xbox or
No.
gaming as a whole. This is just this is more like an economic issue or a tech industry bubble issue, basically. And just absolutely, guys. I hope you listen to everything other Zink said, because what he said was just so well put. Again, it even left me speechless, and I'm the damn host of the show. But let me get to the comments real quick.
Hey,
As
hold
well.
on. One thing,
Oh
KR
yeah,
got that wrong a little bit. And this is where you come in, Unlimited, because I was looking at some of this stuff. And when I go to my financial stuff, because I'm through the stock market a lot.
Mhm.
And it was two reports, one on Google and one somebody else wrote an article that Microsoft has 221,000 employees.
Mhm.
And the financial uh, place at Yahoo Finance said Microsoft has 241,000 employees. So I'm not going to bicker about
Oh
20,000, but that's where
yeah,
an accountant will be like, nah, we got to get this number right.
right,
And Satya said that's 5% of our workforce. Now, 5% isn't a lot, but when you're talking about Microsoft or General Motors, somebody that employ hundreds of thousands,
yeah.
then 5% or 4.5% or whatever the accurate number is,
Mhm.
that's substantial.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, 5%. As a whole, it's like when people say 5% of the country or something. It is a small number comparatively, but but if you look at its individual number,
Hmm.
like 5% of the 350 million Americans, for example,
It's a big number.
yeah, it's still a big
That's a
number,
big number. That's
and
huge.
that's the same here with Microsoft, and somebody pointed on screen, Nano. He said he pointed out when Castle Rye took over as CEO of Sony, they had to lay off 10,000 employees,
Correct.
and I could tell you with certainty, Sony don't hire as many people as Microsoft.
No.
They didn't hire 83,000 people in 4 years, like our
Right.
brother KR said earlier. And speaking of
Oh, that's
KR,
what he was saying. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Speaking of KR, let me get to the comments real quick. He said it's a restructuring that happens in every company. Just Microsoft tends to live in people's heads rent free. Yeah, exactly,
Hmm.
KR.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Look, man, the thing that's the thing about being an that's the thing about Xbox gaming, being an Xbox fan and what have you. You're the center of you're the center of attention in the gaming world, especially these last 2 years, especially since people saw that they have the power to buy Bethesda and Activision and nobody else can. So people look at Microsoft with a different level of scrutiny, I think. But what happens is
Probably.
that they're so critical of Xbox, they're just flat out make stuff up.
Yeah. Right. And damn, I was about to say you were on point. And so was KR. Oh, that's another sneaky ass thing that Jason Schreier will do,
Mhm.
and all of them would do. Like, you notice Microsoft, especially 343, they had a lot of hires this summer, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then like four, five, six, seven people leave and they say the company is falling apart.
Oh,
Just like who did they hire?
oh
What
man.
the initiative,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
started off with like 35 people,
Mm-hmm.
50, 35 or 45 people,
Mm-hmm.
15 or 20 left. Everybody want to claim calamity. They bring in 300 people in
Yep.
Crystal Dynamics,
I remember that. I
you
remember that,
know,
Zink. I remember
and
that.
yeah, but Jason Schreier won't bring that up. And then you have what's the first of all, Turn 10 created Playground,
Mm-hmm.
taught them everything. Then Playground is able to run on its own a little, and Playground, what did they have? Like 100 hires,
Yeah.
this summer or
Yep.
whatever. And I forget the name of the studio that they brought over to help with Fable.
Oh, it was not it was I think it was Idols Montreal.
Eidos Montreal. Okay, so you make all of these, and then everybody hates Bonnie Ross, right?
Yeah.
When Bonnie Ross, they were now that was legit. Halo was gone. They were
Mhm.
going to make these couple games, and Halo was out. Kind of like SOCOM is gone, kind of like Killzone is gone, kind of like Detroit Become Human is gone, kind of like MotorStorm is gone. But nobody want to talk about all these Sony studios if that out the fuck out of here, right?
Hey,
So they,
well, they
they
all
they just discount that. But you
There's sorry to cut you off, but
go
there's been
ahead.
so many Sony studios. I don't even remember them. The only ones I remember was the most recent one. That was their Japan studio. They shut down a couple years ago, and they haven't
Mhm.
replaced that with anything Japanese since.
Yep, and KR is right. I just looked at some of his other stuff here. He is
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I'm
and
going to address them in a moment.
yeah, and back to Bonnie Ross. Everybody trashed her to death, and one person said, "Hey, let me take Halo." They was like, "Hey, you crazy as hell. You about to lose your job taking this over, right?" So
Mhm.
she's one dude in one office, and she turned that place into 1,200 employees.
Yep.
1,200 brought back 70% of Bungie. And then when she leaves, it takes 3 people to replace you. Okay, that's why the Bulls can't be what they were, because you can't. It'll take 5 people to replace Jordan, but you can't walk on the court with 8 players.
Yeah.
You can only walk on there 5 at a time, right?
Right.
And I can't discredit Scotty. It takes some people to replace that dude. It
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
more
Scotty was
because
great, even if
Scotty
he
is
wasn't
all around
individual.
player. Yeah,
Yeah.
this dude guarding everybody.
Yep.
And we wouldn't have won that first champ. As much as I love Jordan, and I am Jordan to T, Jordan could not guard Magic, but
Right.
Scotty could. Okay, but back to this dude. Uh, they forget. Oh, that's the sneaky trick that Jason Schreier likes to do. He'll count a layoff as when help leaves.
Yeah.
When the
Yeah.
help studios leave, like when a project is closer to completion,
Hmm.
then all of the help studios tend to fall off.
Right.
Jason Schreier will count that. We caught his ass doing that before. Like Forza, there it's about coming to release time. So those studios gonna get rid of those people that helped out with the studio, those contractors. They'll get rid of those people. But nobody talks about The Last of Us 2. They had more
14.
contractors than they had
14
employees.
studios.
Correct. They had more contractors helping than of at that were at Naughty Dog.
Hmm.
They you, but that don't happen with Xbox. You don't have more than the whole of the team doing this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but nobody will talk about that.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I one thing I've realized, Zink, is that people in this gaming bubble, gaming community, however you want to put it, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And Daya here said, "I don't trust Maddie Play sources." I've said that.
Absolutely.
I have said that plenty. Those guys tend to trust anything said within their circle of friends. I think, you know what, Daya? I think it's even more nefarious than that. I think that they trust. I think that they trust whatever sounds like a good headline. And and
yeah, I
and
do agree with that.
and most of the time the good headline is something Xbox related, especially something negative Xbox related. And I remember I remember I did this is no special research, and this was just my own anecdotal evidence when I did this. But Zink, but a couple years ago, this was even before I was making YouTube videos, right, or podcasts really. I read ahead and just did some unlimited production firsthand incidental research on my own, Zinc. And I
Mhm.
went to gaming channels and I looked at their most popular videos and their least popular videos. You
Mhm.
know what their most popular videos were almost all the time? Negative
Anything against Xbox.
negative Xbox news. Their least
Mhm.
their least popular, you know what they were? Positive Xbox videos.
Mhm.
Right? Right?
Mhm.
And you know, and the next, and you know, the second most popular stuff would be positive PlayStation videos, you know,
Mhm.
so that kind of told me even then, just from the eye test, that you know, some just you know, when you got to run a YouTube channel, and especially when that's your way of making bread, you know, because
Mhm.
for some people that's their job, that's their legit job, to come up here, make them videos, produce them videos, and do their podcast for 3 hours a day.
Mhm.
They got to
Hey,
come up with something.
absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. This dude Shane G that's in here, he's
Mhm.
a real dog. He's the same like us. I mean, this dude be
Damn.
kicking people in the face and other podcasts that I'm just watching. You
Yeah.
know, and some of them I won't comment on anymore
Mhm.
because you know, either I don't like the host or I'm just tired of their shit. And I see him in there just kicking people. But I'm gonna tell you, I just caught Shane G in a lot.
Oh, what do you say?
Shane G said, I love Bonnie Ross. She put so much in the Xbox for 20 years. Shane G just took 9 years off of her tenure over there, man. She been there for 29 years,
Yeah,
Shane
yeah,
G.
yeah. She
29 years that
yeah,
chick was over there.
she been in the game for an extremely long
He
Yeah,
time.
been there for a
Look,
long time.
yeah.
I want to address KR's comments here, these next four, because I think
Let's
that
get
this
them.
is brilliant, man. Microsoft total number of employees in 2019 for 144,000, a 9.2% increase for 2018. He follows up by saying in 2020 it was 163,000, a 13.19% increase from 2019. In 2021, they went up to
180.
181,000, 11% increase from 2020. And finally, the number of employees in 2022 was 221,000, a
Hmm.
22% increase for 2021. Now,
Hmm.
Microsoft, put in perspective, Microsoft have more employees than some cities.
True.
Like some
You
legit,
ain't never
these are
lying.
cities that are considered mid-range cities in the US. You know, they might not
Hmm.
be Houston, Chicago, Philly big,
Hmm.
but 200,000, uh
That's a
that,
lot.
yeah, man.
That's a lot.
That's like an El Paso, Texas right there, you
Hmm.
know?
And see, and that's why, dude, that's why I always say I'll forever say I represent the chat for people like KR. You know, Shane G is a new one that you guys may not have
Yeah.
known, and of course Dia and the Shisno Elite and the rest of the crew, man. And I see this stuff happening all the time. It's just like I view the chat as the people that don't work for Microsoft or don't work for 343, and you see all of these insane maps that these people are creating in Forge. Okay. And these guys don't work at Microsoft, even though 343 will hire some of these forged map creators because the maps are so incredible. You know, it's smart ass people out there that people don't see until you read some comments or you get a chance to see the creations that they do with mods and things like that. Even Todd Howard hired some of those people that made mods for Skyrim. You
Mhm.
have to. These people are incredible, you know. So, that's why I always say that because, I'll see some smart things in the chat. I'm like, man, I got, I try and write it down if I have something right with,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
shout people out that have intelligent things to
Yeah,
say like that.
KR's comment, man, as a numbers guy, that his number was right up my
Yeah,
alley.
he sound like he sound like a unlimited production out there with that kind of shit. I was like, whoa, listen
Yeah,
to this
man.
dude.
Yeah, he broke it down. They here said Zinc is perfect for this topic because of his business launch. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Zinc,
you
yeah,
are. Yeah,
Zinc
you
is,
are, Allergy.
yeah, man. His value to the knowledge, and it's funny. I love how Zinc as this knowledge. Zinc is so knowledgeable that yeah, I was just chilling. Tuck about a week ago. Zinc Tuck sent us a video of Destin Legary. I don't even
Uh-oh.
remember what it was about. I just remember seeing your comment, and I was like, oh, I already know Zinc spitting facts. I even replied to him on that
Yeah, I
video,
saw it
man.
too.
Yeah, I was like,
Hey man, you know what? I have to get off of Destin because at least Destin, now he's a pony, don't get me wrong,
mm,
but he will acknowledge you. He'll acknowledge you in the chat. He will, and he knows I kicked him in the back of his head a few times, but he will acknowledge my comment from time to time. He sure will.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'll say this. Definitely, Gary. My issue with Destin though is that whole Xbox fanboy thing he's been
correct.
doing the last year or two.
True.
And it just kind of drives me crazy because he spent all eighth generation being the biggest PlayStation fanboy. Now all of a sudden he
Mhm.
apparently if you the way he make it seem like Zinc, he was fighting for Xbox in like 2013 like we were
Yep.
basically. And I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Dude, you were working at IGN at the time. We know what you
Mhm.
were doing at the time.
And when he gets around Ryan and that podcast Unlock crew, he reverts back to his Sonyisms,
Yeah.
just like he won't. Truthfully, Forza Motorsport, just off the E3 demo, should already be a full point higher
Mhm.
than anything Gran Turismo 7 got.
Oh,
And
easy.
I listened to Destin praise Gran Turismo 7.
Mhm.
And obviously he didn't play Forza Motorsport 7 or he wouldn't have any praise. But when he plays this Forza game, I know everything about Gran Turismo because it's this guy Fuzzy Belvedere. He have like damn near 800 hours in this shit
Uh-huh.
or more. I know he got 2,000 hours in it.
Mm.
And he's a Forza guy, but he loves racing just as much as I do. So he played this Gran Turismo and he said everything, I'd ask him questions and he'd tell me what it has and doesn't have. But when he reviews Forza, we'll see how much pony comes out of him. I'm patient, dude. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen this year because it's coming out this year. We're going to get a
Correct.
release date. We're going to get a release date for it in a week. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well,
Fireball.
one thing I will give Dustin right now,
Uh-huh.
he's keeping in track of the stuff, the Activision and all that stuff deal. So I
Yeah.
give him a little bit of kudos for that. I mean, I know he's a pony in heart, but I will give him credit for that. At least he's keeping
He,
track of it.
yeah, like he does. He don't. No, I don't hate. I don't hate Destin. It's just
No.
that whole Xbox fanboy thing
Yep.
rubs me the wrong way. That's really it.
Right.
If he never did that, I wouldn't. And I've made videos responding to him and all that other stuff. He ain't no Colin Moriarty where he just
And
sits
he's
off.
not a Jason. Not. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Not a. What's the other guy that I can't stand that I always kill? Ryan McCaffrey.
yeah,
And you know what? And hey, you in the mix. Um, Unlimited. I'll let you handle in the mix. I'm gonna jump on Shisno Elite right here because at what Shisno Elite just said, he remembers just like I was thinking when Ryan McCaffrey bashed the shit out of Forza Motorsport 7 for having microtransactions,
Oh,
and they didn't
that's
even have
right.
them, man.
That's
And
Yeah,
right.
they
and
didn't
then
have
his
him.
and then his apology was he said, "Well, they were thinking about having microtransactions." I'm like, "What the fuck
Just
is
admit
that?"
that you're wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny how Xbox gets bashed for stuff that they quote unquote thought of doing, and yet Sony gets a pass for selling you $200 cars
$200 cars unlimited.
in Gran Turismo 7. I might be slightly wrong on the on how much them damn cars.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Fuzzy told me they had $200 microtransaction cars in that game.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, and then they wouldn't even let you sell duplicate cars to get money.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a real fiasco, but in the mix had a good one.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
Dia
think
just gave somebody a
uh,
name, so we're gonna have to give KR a new name now.
yeah.
you know what
Look,
I'm
I'm
saying.
trying.
And
I'm trying to.
Unlimited, like I always have said, when it
Uh,
comes down to like microtransactions and all that stuff, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me if either I'm gonna buy them or I'm not gonna buy them. That's
Right.
one thing I will say for myself.
right.
Now, like I said, like Call of Duty, like people don't like Call of Duty, but the reason why I like Call of Duty so much because you can grind and get your points,
Mm.
or either you can go ahead and buy the money and just get everything that you need to get.
Right.
It's
And I
all
agree with you, Tuck. But what we're talking about, and I know you understand, we want the same energy kept.
Yes.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's why I want Spider-Man 3 to be delayed this year. Because I want to see. I
Oh
want
my
to see the.
goodness.
I want to see Ryan McCaffrey say that it's a slap in the face that Sony gave them no first-party
Oh
exclusives
yeah.
and all these other nonsense they threw at Xbox last year. Even though they had another great year, Kr. let me address. KR said Jason Schreier is all for developers not having crunch and having unions within the industry. As soon as Microsoft and Xbox has the first ever union within Bethesda, I think it was Activision that had the union though. Jason is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Of course not. Of course not.
No, Unlimited. They were talking about a union at Activision, and Microsoft said, "Okay, fine," and they let it carry over. And that union was your people.
It was recently established. If I'm
ZeniMax guys, the play testers from ZeniMax, 300.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're technically right. Even though Microsoft is purchasing Activision, it still happened under Activision's clock because the purchase isn't complete yet.
Yeah.
Right. Now let me ask you this. Now, what do you think about this thing with Ubisoft? What the hell's going on with them right now?
The only reason I haven't talked about Ubisoft yet, Zinc, is because I'm still doing my own personal research and I haven't formed a conclusive opinion on it yet.
Correct.
So I'm gonna definitely talk about it when I feel comfortable with it. But right now it's I gotta wait for some stuff first. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna sit out here and claim Ubisoft is dead and all this other nonsense I've been seeing.
Here, let me help. Let me help. I want you to, just in case you run across this, and we got to get to in the mix what in the mix said about Jason Schreier and Halo. But when you look into Ubisoft, when you look into them, they were always trying to be taken over. They were always a part of a hostile takeover, always. And it's the people that really own Ubisoft are the culprit. They're the problem. And between, I think, Tencent and this Vivendi or Vivaldi company was trying to take them over, and the family was trying to keep Ubisoft. And it's a big thing, but that's way at the top. But down here on the surface, the game plan, now it's like what they're saying about Halo. Halo has some of the most perfect gameplay of all time. Right. And people trying to say it's not good or whatever. And now you're trying to tell me that Assassin's Creed just didn't break all kind of records and was wildly successful. Is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to tell me that Rainbow Six Siege isn't wildly successful? Same with the Division 1 and 2. People trying to say 2 wasn't good and it wasn't successful. It was. You know, you're trying to tell me Far Cry sucked. It didn't. You know, get out of here, dude. They have their things, but you know, like in this climate, when you have a couple failures like the Mario Rabbids game, you know, I'm not into that, but I guess they were expecting big things. And then they did ruin Ghost Recon to me. I was a big Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter dude, you know, and it was too similar. And now they say all the games are similar, but no one says how similar the Sony games are. They're all the freaking same.
Yeah, they're all copy and paste, third person. You know the deal. And you know, before I move back onto the chat, I gotta say, what is it that I want to say? Oh yeah, that's right about Ubisoft. I was reading how someone said Assassin's Creed Mirage was delayed and all this stuff. They never even had a release date, guys.
Nope.
Listen, if the game don't have a release date, how is it delayed when we didn't even know when it was coming out? You know. And Dave here said KR is the crown. The number guys of the chat. Yeah. Man. KR was killing it in the mix session. Yeah, what's up?
And you know what? And I want to say something that Adams said. It sounds like to me that Ubisoft is trying to take the same thing what Square Enix did when they talked about their game wasn't doing that good. But when they went to the Game Pass, then it started doing good again. So it sounds like to me a little bit of that they are going a little bit of Square Enix's way. Because ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that Valhalla didn't do good.
Yeah, I could tell you with certainty Valhalla made over $1 billion. So I remember I've talked about it.
Made a killing.
Yeah, I've talked about it. So I know for a fact that game made bank. And real quick, Hebot on the topic of delays. They had a bunch of bullshit articles that Wolverine was delayed from Sony's outstanding PS5 lineup. They never had a release date to begin with. Yeah,
Nope.
exactly.
You did,
G-Bot. Wolverine. First of all, Wolverine ain't coming out to like 2025, 2026.
Yeah.
Correct.
And as usual, nobody gives Sony hate for showing a game way too early. But Microsoft, oh boy, they give them hell for showing for games showing the games in 2020 after saying they need to see a roadmap. But let me jump to in the mix here. He says, so Jason Schreier said that Halo campaign team got hit hard. And now I'm seeing people say Halo campaign team is gone. Yeah, in the mix, this is what we're talking about. This is the hyperbole. This is the over the top. This is the lying. This is just what is it that people do? They read what they want to read or hear what they want to hear with these days, where somehow and somehow, Joseph Staten, for example, he leaves the studio and going to rejoin Xbox Publishing, pretty much going to a different position in the company, right? In the overall Microsoft company. I guess that's it. That's it, guys. That's the end of Halo. Call it a wrap. The year-long plan that they had, multi-year plan they had for Halo Infinite, that apparently that's gone out the window. It's just so crazy how with Xbox in the mix, they go to the most extreme conclusion possible. It's never something that's just kind of rational. Like, you know what, people lost their jobs, but it's 10,000 people in a company of, as KR mentioned, 221,000 total employees. Yeah, it sucked to see so many people lose their job, but that's still a small percentage of their workforce. And the same happened for people who lost their job, and say whether it was Bethesda, because I think Bethesda also laid some people off as well as 343 and whoever else did. It sucks. It does suck, and I will never minimize the impact of somebody losing their livelihood, but it's just an objective fact that when they say it's like 5% of their workforce, the company ain't fucking dying. It's just a part of it's just what happens in economics, business, and so on. And I just find it hilarious that Jason Schreier puts out the lie that the campaign team got hit hard. Doesn't specify anything. Just say that they got hit hard.
And to add on to that, another article that piggybacked off of Jason said that the coalition also was hit hard with layoffs, and that's going to hurt their next game development. It is just the biggest snowball is going to the bottom of the hill, dude.
Right.
And and like I said, like Marlin Gaming read an article and somewhere within Microsoft that said Bethesda and the teams at 343 are not affected by these layoffs. So that's one thing I want to look into more before I jump on that.
Yeah.
But for Marlin Gaming to have to read that and then have to give applause, because before he read that lie, before he read it, it was kind of like his our DNA 3 is a rap thing,
Right.
And how he looked crazy when he said Spider-Man was coming to the PC. He was shocked.
Hey man, that was one of my favorite I told you so moments when they start to put games on PC,
beautiful.
man. And they had a fit. They had a fit with that one. KR had another fantastic comment. Didn't Sony release Gran Turismo 7 without microtransactions to earn high review scores? Then once the reviews went live, Sony added them to the game.
Almost. What they did was they released review copies without the microtransactions, and then they released the game with all the microtransactions, and KR's best friend Ryan McCaffrey didn't say nothing about it. Nothing. He acted like it didn't even happen.
Yep.
And nobody. And Ryan McCaffrey didn't. You remember he wanted to review Halo 5 because they would have given it a different score. Why don't they say that about Gran Turismo 7?
Hold on. They did re-review one game. I don't know if you remember. Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
I remember
Sony was going to kill this girl that rated it. Yeah,
they gave it an 8.8. An 8.8, like that's some pathetic score. And they threw such a fit. Even the developers were coming out the woods saying, "Wow, it's such a shame that we work so hard at the games and people don't appreciate it." Then IGN went back and gave them like a 9 or some crazy.
Buddy.
just absurd stuff that people just. That's why people don't take That's why people.
IGN
That's
and
what.
the
Yeah,
media.
yeah. That's why people don't take IGN and the media serious at all. Jay said, "I would rather Microsoft grab Ubisoft and Activision." Yeah, I agree, Jay. I agree as a fan because I like the Ubisoft IPs more. But Activision is Activision, and Call of Duty has been literally the best selling game for 15 years in a row, including last year in 2022. And you're not going to pass that up if you have the opportunity. So as much as I prefer Ubisoft over Activision, because I got to be honest with you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. My excitement for Activision isn't Call of Duty; it's the potential of their great studios like High Moon and Beanox and all them who used to make other games and cause support teams making other games again. Because I don't think people, I think people kind of forget they used to make the Transformers War for Cybertron games; those were great.
Ooh,
The
all
Marvel,
about that.
yeah, the
Damn.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance games; those were great. They used to make the Spider-Man games before Sony hijacked that IP. They were usually pretty good. You know, some of them were legit great, like Shattered Dimensions. I remember really liking. So yeah, my thing with Activision is let them teams make other games and just supporting Call of Duty, man.
But you have to. I like it how you go through the chat, and I'm gonna shut
Yeah,
up
yeah,
after
yeah,
this.
yeah.
But the only thing about Call of Duty though, Unlimited, it's like it's all hands on deck because
Yeah.
that's the most important thing they have other than Candy Crush. But Candy Crush is self-sufficient.
Right.
Call of Duty needs work. Call of Duty had 9 teams on it, but you see the revenue it produces. And when you have that much production coming from that one team, now you could use those residuals to that Call of Duty doesn't need to make a new game. You could form a new studio to make said game over here, but you have to keep the cash cow powerful. You have to keep
Yes.
pumping coal into Call of Duty because it makes discretionary income
Right.
so you could use those resources elsewhere to bolster your portfolio.
Yeah. Oh no, you're absolutely right. And maybe I should have clarified myself a bit.
Oh, I
By,
know what you're saying, but I
yeah,
wanted to do that for the
yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Of
Because
course,
I know
you know
it's like
what the
how
hell you're
people.
talking
Yeah,
about.
it's like how people. And I know he was kind of on this train of like not making Call of Duty say release multi-year, not me an annual release, maybe 2-3
Right?
years,
No.
and that's just not going to
Mm-mm,
happen when it's literally the
mm-mm.
best-selling game for 15 years in a row. No,
Correct.
nobody's gonna hurt their business by doing that. That's like saying we're going to postpone the Super Bowl till 2024.
No,
Yeah,
no,
That's
we're
just not
not.
going to happen. Yeah. And Shino Elite said that Valhalla was the best-selling Assassin's Creed ever, I believe. Yeah, that's correct, and it made the most money ever in franchise history. Hey,
yeah.
what's up, Sega man? Thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
what's up, Sega man?
I know Sega man be working when I do my shows, man,
Yeah,
and so I always appreciate when my brother stops by.
Sega man, some
And
bullshit for
I'm
that.
like
He
what this
should be
guy
on
said.
this show.
This guy said right here.
Yeah,
They trash Valhalla, they trash Valhalla, but it's the best. It's a better game than PlayStation ever got.
yeah, everything's better
Correct.
than
I mean,
PlayStation.
you're just correct. I mean, dude, there's nothing that you cannot do with Valhalla. I mean, you can all. I mean, dude, you can do so many things with Valhalla. The world is so open.
Mhm.
I mean, hell, I had to stop playing it for a while because I was getting so doggone lost in all the other stuff, the important stuff that
Mhm.
to finish the game. I'm like, darn. I mean, there's so much stuff that you got to do in that game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
which I always have for myself, that if I'm not gonna finish the game 100%.
Right.
I'm telling that people that right now. Once I finish the game, if I got 50% of it done, dude, I'm satisfied with that. If
Yeah,
I get 5% of it done with all the trophies, with all the accolades and everything,
mhm.
that's fine too.
Yeah. For me, I do when I play these Assassin's Creed games. I'm not gonna lie, I do pretty much everything possible. Do all the DLCs. The only thing I don't do is try to get all the achievements because achievements to me is bullshit. I just hate achievements that are like kill 500 enemies with a weapon I don't use for like 10 gamer score.
Mhm,
I just can't do that, man.
mhm.
That's where I draw the line on achievements is when you ask me to do shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All the achievements and everything. Now my son, he'll go back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I mean, that's what he did not too long ago, just to finish everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But he was almost. But the thing, he already finished the game. Now the download content, he already finished that too. So, but me and him's like in a total different breed.
I
Yeah.
agree with that,
He
and
can just, I'm not. Hey, if I get him, fine. If I don't, fine.
Yeah. And,
but to sum up what you saying, Unlimited, you just love the gameplay of Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
Right.
And then you
Right.
continue to play it. Like me, I love the gameplay of Gears. Even
Mhm.
though I love the gameplay of Gears, I looked at it the other day. I have 4,800 plus hours in
Wow.
Gears,
That's
but I
incredible.
don't. I think I'm only 60% of all the achievements because I'm
Yeah.
not really trying to get them all.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was to be fair with Gears. Some of them achievements are damn near impossible. They
Ooh,
they
yeah,
ask,
they are,
they
but
ask
they're
for
attainable. But it
yeah
is tough. Yeah,
yeah and you know, and I'll say this before I move on in the comments. You know, there's only since I had my Xbox Series X in November 2020, there's only one game I've never uninstalled ever, and that was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because that's the one
that's your
game.
shit.
Yeah,
That's your
that's the one
game.
game that I literally always go back to. Say if there's nothing to play, you know, maybe I'm not in the mood for anything, or maybe there's just no new games coming out.
Mhm.
I'm jumping back in Assassin's Creed. And Dea said, "Is Ubisoft looked at by the gaming industry in the same way as Xbox? I feel that the media treats Ubisoft the same way they do Xbox these days. It saddens me since Ubisoft games. Yeah. Ubisoft.
Agreed.
I don't know. I can't really pinpoint. I'm trying to think when the Ubisoft hate really started. My gut want to say with Assassin's Creed Unity in 2014, when that game was just a buggy mess, and since then they pretend every game is a buggy mess from them. I
Mhm.
think that's when it started, but I could be wrong. But for some reason, the hate with Ubisoft had just become off the rails, where apparently they make unbelievably terrible games. Like last year when Elden Ring came out, and there are so many videos, Zink and Tuck, that were pretty much, this is how you make an open world game, Ubisoft.
Mhm.
And to me, Elden Ring was just some bullshit. Which,
Correct.
Hey, and you know what? Unlimited. This is one thing I don't get about the whole doggone thing. If I'm not mistaken, that year when they came out with Valhalla, they came out with like 3 games that one year.
yeah. Oh, you're right, because that's the same year they.
So
That's the same year they had Immortals Phoenix Rising and
yeah,
Watch Dogs Legion.
and that Phoenix Rising was a good game.
Oh, dude, I love that game. Beat that one as
And
well.
so I don't know where they get off with this thing and saying that they ain't making any money, because they making money. Now what
No,
they
they
do,
making money. It's something else going on. Like this is bigger than them.
Yeah. I think it's bigger than financial issues. If
well,
you
that's
will.
what I'm saying. What they doing with their money, we don't know.
Yeah, no, not even just with their money.
Right.
It could just be an organizational issue. You know, some
Agreed.
some
It's
some.
it's like the
Yeah,
Ravens. It's like the Ravens jacking around Lamar Jackson, and they're
Yeah,
about to ruin their organization. They have the money to pay him, but it's a problem there.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, exactly.
and you hear about what they offer him today, right?
No, man, I don't want to talk about sports because
Yeah,
that'll make me
they offer
mad,
him a pretty good
and
lump sum,
Yeah,
but he ain't
and
gonna go for that.
I'd rather stick with important stuff like gaming.
Right. But
exactly. Sega said they act like Sony never laid off nobody or has ever
Ever.
closed down
no, they
studios.
don't.
Yeah, man. That's what's funny. That's what's funny. Apparently, if Alien came to this planet and the first house they dropped to was a PlayStation fanboys plant house, they think that Sony was the greatest company on earth, and
Mhm.
that Sony literally ran this planet, because they act like Sony has never had an issue ever in its company's history.
Mhm.
Laying off or either closing studios, boy. I mean, don't forget they just closed studio. What was that one studio that they closed? That it's supposed to be a
That was their Japan studios.
Mhm.
yeah.
It was
So
Sony of Japan or something like that.
yeah,
And
so
that's just the one I remember. They have a litany of companies they've closed that I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. Let's see. Shane G said Maddie Plays hosts the Xbox show, and 3 of his 4 most anticipated 2023 games are not on Xbox. He's a bitch. He's a bitch. Works for Colin Racist Moriarty. Enough said. Yeah, I didn't even know that they aligned like that. But so with a lot of them guys, they kind of just morph into one hive mind who all sound the same. Even the way that even the words they use to describe shit be sound the same.
Hey man, Shane G can't get away with that. Hey dude, I say the same thing about Rand. when you listen to what their top games are, an Xbox game is never their number one game, especially with Jazz.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon or some shit.
No, well, to be fair to Jez, and this is why he blocked me. His favorite console is Nintendo Switch, and let me tell this story real quick. He blocked me on Twitter because he and Hebot got into an argument, and I told Hebot, don't argue with him. His favorite console is the Switch, and he blocked my ass for saying that shit.
Yeah, but Shane G is exactly right, dude. You listen to these Xbox guys say what their most anticipated games are, and it's always Spider-Man, like Unlimited, your favorite guy, Paris
Lord.
Lilly. He can't wait for Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right. He even said that on New Legal show about a month ago.
They lucky I wasn't on that show. I would have let him have it because I would have blew Spider-Man away.
Yeah.
Dude. Spider-Man ain't doing shit new.
My thing is Spider-Man is that there's been Spider-Man games since literally the early 80s in gamings. How many times do you need to swing in New York with Spider-Man? But you know what I'm saying?
All of the time. I think
Spider-Man?
it was Shishno Elite said that in somebody's chat. He was like, "Oh, here we go, Spider-Man back to New York again."
Yeah.
He said that in somebody's chat.
that should be the name of every Spider-Man sequel, Back to New York, because that's the only map you ever get. You know,
And that's the only place where you fly to is New York, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Oh man,
It's like
you got me on that one. You got me cranking him on that one.
Yeah, man. Look, man, and I'm saying this as somebody who actually liked Spider-Man PS4 when I played it on my PlayStation 5. Because when my brother gave me the PS5, the only game he had on it was no, not the only game, but one of the games he had was Spider-Man. And I played. I'm like, okay, this ain't bad. I gave it credit because it didn't start in the boring Sony way of long cutscenes, slow walking, and all this other bullshit. You start by fighting the Rhino, and it moves on from there. And now the voice actor of Miles Morales, it sounds like a bitch, but at least the game feels like a video game. With that said, fuck Spider-Man 2, man. It's all about Starfield. It's all about Forza. It's all about Redfall this year,
Correct.
man. It's all about Suicide Squad.
And let me
substantiate this guy named Henry. He hit it on the nose when Ubisoft. I remember I was talking to my son about that. That's their problem, that they going underneath the sexual harassment.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for. Sorry to cut you off, but
hey, Harry Swan. Hey, I didn't know shit about this. What happened?
About that.
Thank you for joining Harry Swan, Apollo Cooper, and E-Rock. E-Rock, man, what's up, E-Rock? So they the latest guys to join. Yeah, they were hit with some sexual harassment issues, but they got other problems, and that's why I'm not speaking so definitively on
they got other issues like
I got to get my facts right before I start speaking out my ass, man. I can't come on here and start just saying shit just to say shit. Xbox guys scared. Yeah, Shane, you were right. And Xbox guys are scared to death being called fanboys, except for Destin Legary, because apparently he is the Xbox fanboy out there. But yeah, I noticed that too, Shane. That if for a lot of these Xbox dudes, they act like calling them an Xbox fanboy is the worst thing ever. Meanwhile, PlayStation dudes they eat that up. You know, and my thing, and that's kind of what kind of drives me crazy about the gaming community is that there's no guys with big, the guys with the 100,000 million subscriber guys who are just unabashedly Xbox fans. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there are plenty of them for Sony, but almost none of them for Xbox, and the shit drives me crazy. And E-Rock said, Amazon, the largest shipper retailer on the planet, is laying off 18,000 employees this week. I suppose they're doing as well. Hey, we were just talking about that earlier, E-Rock. Right, Zink?
I hated to bring that up, and because earlier, E-Rock, I was in the chat, and I brought it up to a limit that Amazon laid off 18,000. Facebook laid off 11,000.
Yep.
Other employers have laid off more, and it's a thing that's going on in the tech industry. But we want to harp on Xbox, and we want to kill them.
And more insultingly to me is use it as console war, as if the reason why this is what drives me crazy, and I can't believe I didn't word this way earlier. They're trying to make it seem like the reason why they're laying off people is because of Xbox, and that's so insultingly stupid. It's amazing that they actually put that out there.
And they're making it, they're using it also now as a crutch. This is why Starfield doesn't have a date.
Yeah.
Starfield is being delayed. Halo is terrible. Even after Halo made over $600 million in under 3 weeks and made
Yep.
all of their R&D back, but no, it's a failure.
Yeah, hey, just flat out making stuff up. And Shinso Elite said Spider-Man 2 gonna be a man. Shinzo, what Spider-Man game takes place almost anywhere? No. I'm lying because because Spider-Man Shattered Dimension actually does take place outside of New York. So I'll give you that
Damn,
one
Unlimited.
Spider-Man game, that one 360 Spider-Man game from over a decade ago. Other than that, but what PlayStation Spider-Man game takes place outside of Manhattan? Fucking none of them. It's gonna be the same exact map. All right, and
Hey, now you know where they need to put Spider in? They need to put him in a Bronx so he can get high. So he can
What was
get high
that,
and loaded and get
So
all
he could get high.
oh.
be realistic. And then he might be a real character then.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get down to one of these comments, man. Dude, I like it when Sega. I'm on with Sega, man, or just listening to dude. But go ahead.
Sega Man said, "Don't look down, Tuck. Caitlin's senses tingling." it wouldn't be right if Sega Man didn't joke about Tuck.
Absolutely.
Hey, you tell Sega Man this. He still got to turn around and try to get Shepard's son.
Oh,
I know he told him how he can do it, but he don't listen. Feed him some ham, hocks, and chitlins.
Dude, that's the finest
beans,
woman
greens,
in
cornbread.
video game history.
Yeah, man. All right. Apollo Cooper said, Apollo and Zinc, what's up? What's up with these motherfuckers saying Starfield isn't competition? Last time I checked, Bethesda was always the ones that had these type of companies moving their games out. Apollo, it's jealousy, man. Listen, the same people but before 2020, these were the exact same people. I kid you not, Cooper. The receipts are out there saying stuff like Starfield is exclusive to PlayStation 5. And now the same exact people hate that game. It's jealousy.
Absolutely. And our best friend, Colin Moriarty, it's coming to PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm not going to let him live that down, too.
No.
Because he said, this is how confident he... What was that, Tuck?
I said, don't never let him let that down.
Oh, no. I'm not, because he said that's how confident he was, Zink and Tuck.
Yep.
He said, I guarantee it. Yes. I guarantee it. He said it proudly with his chest out that after Microsoft dropped $7.5 billion on Bethesda, that Starfield and all that is coming to PlayStation. So, I ain't letting him eat that down for a second. You get out of here.
It's like those clowns at work that I work with. They think the same doggone thing. They say, "Oh, well, it was gonna, well, they talking about that game supposed to Starfield before they come to PlayStation, and they say it would if Microsoft wouldn't have bought them out." I said, like you said, it would if Microsoft wouldn't have bought them out, but they did buy them out, so live with it, PlayStation fans.
Right. So now we're going to change the name of Bethesda to Bugthesda.
Oh yeah. And really, and that's because Oblivion and Skyrim ran like shit on the PlayStation 3 because that console was garbage to develop for. Paulo said, if you ask what's the 3 games people anticipate the most, it's Elder Scrolls, GTA 6, and Fallout 5. Yeah, Apollo, I could pull the numbers if you want. Fallout 4 was a top 10 selling game on both the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 of the 8th generation.
You did do that already. That was amazing.
Yeah, so the fact that they pretend that Bethesda needs to prove themselves, that's the one that really got me, Zink. When they that's like saying Turn 10 needs to prove themselves.
Oh my goodness, they were trying Unlimited. They were trying to say that, and my head almost spun off. They are borderline perfect with the things they do. And I want to say this about Apollo Cooper and what he just said. Mm-hmm. If you would ask me my top 3 games, and it's not because I'm an expert, it's because I always like the longevity in a game, and a game that will have replay value almost endlessly. Of course, it's Forza. I grew up liking racers. Then Redfall, I'm interested in that just because of the replay value that's in the game is absolutely amazing. And I don't play Bethesda games, but The thing that I like about Starfield,
Mhm.
it reminds me of my second or third favorite game. It flips flops between Gears and Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be a Mass Effect possibility.
Sure.
That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
in that. So that intrigues me.
Here's a game I'd recommend for Mass Effect fans, and it's a game that's now owned by Xbox, The Outer Worlds. I beat it. I played it. I
100
beat it.
yelled at me for that.
Yeah,
that is.
I played it. I beat it. I loved it, and it has it's a space adventure. You even got a crewmate, crew, and you could do how you did companion missions and loyalty missions
Hmm.
in Mass Effect. You even have missions like that in the Outer Worlds. And it's not a super long game, so you could beat it. It's not like it's not going to be like Skyrim or Starfield where you could play for eternity and never beat it. You could beat it in a good amount of time. So for people who don't like super long games, there you go. So and for me, I've always said I'm the RPG guy. So my three most anticipated games were always Starfield, the Avowed, and Fable, because I love Fable. I can't wait for it to come back, especially on that especially on the Forza Horizon engine. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head, but the Forza Horizon engine, they're using that for it.
Hmm.
And Big Baller here said, even though I think it's stupid to fanboy over any of these companies because they're all BS in many ways, but these dudes should keep it real and embrace what they are. If they a fanboy, live up to that. Yeah, well, this is how I feel, man. I don't have a problem with fanboys.
Yep.
Because a fanboy is, to me, is nothing more than me being a diehard Texans fan who watch a sorry ass team this season, even though they were terrible. You're just a fan, and you like, if you're a fan of Xbox, be a fan of Xbox. My thing is, like, when real life stuff happens, like these mass layoffs, don't go here and try to tell me the reason why Microsoft laid off 10,000 people was because of fucking Xbox. Come on now, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born yesterday. That's the type of stuff that I be that I don't let that slide. I don't let the lying slide. Don't sit here and lie to me. That's the one that really drives me crazy. Is all these damn liars in this community, and it's one. And it was crazy to think is that their lies, they be lies that are just easily disproven. Like Jason Schreier saying with about 343, and then 343 and Bethesda both come out and say, no, it's not going to affect our games. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, the gaming world want us to believe Jason Schreier, a guy with a shady track record, over the people literally working on these games.
Absolutely.
Hey, Unlimited, you know what drives me crazy? This is what drives me crazy. That even knowing that we got an Xbox Game Pass, and we know that they got good games on the Game Pass, it drives me crazy when they say, "Oh, we don't have no games on our Game Pass." I'm like, "Damn, you got games?
Yeah,
Just look at them.
yeah.
Look at them, see, and that's it."
Yeah, I saw somebody Tuck try to tell me. I'm trying to think, it was something weird, like he canceled his Game Pass because they weren't bringing nothing. I'm like, I couldn't even respond. I can't even respond to stuff like that.
A journalist even said that, and I know you had your light on Apollo Cooper. Hey, Apollo Cooper, KR brought that up too.
Yeah.
Apollo Cooper said the same thing. How many employees that Microsoft hired?
Yeah, in the last 4 years. Yeah.
Yep.
Shinzo
That's
Lee.
a lot of people, man. I mean, that's a lot of people employed for a company in 4 years. So something about the
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing with these massive companies. Walmart, the largest employer in the U.S. Right? They hire so many damn people that again, when they have mass layoffs, yes, it's a lot of people, but it's a very small portion of their overall workforce. And again, it sucks to see them lose their jobs. But this, my thing is just stop pretending it's because it's Xbox fault. That's just that's nonsense.
Right. Unlimited. I want to say something about that. Like, sometimes you hire too many people. Sometimes you're in an industry where you have to hire a lot of people to keep up with demand. And when the pandemic hit, there was a surge in deliveries.
Yes.
So they overhired because people were delivering things everywhere, right?
Yep.
So people had to fall back. And a friend of mine heads a title company. And I said, do not paid because they made a huge. She thought they were going to have to lay off people. I said, no, you're going to be fine because of what was going on during the pandemic. So the people were buying houses all over the place because of the mortgage rates, the rates were down, right?
Yeah.
So she was having record sales, and I told her, do not give your employees a raise. I said, give them a bonus because what's going on now is fake.
Yeah.
And what happened? Everything fell back, and her industry is
Everything
laying
fell
off people
back.
everywhere. But she didn't have to lay off anyone because she did not raise their salary. She just gave them a moderate bonus because they did make epic profits. But hers was manageable. But when you have a massive company like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, et cetera, you have to keep up with demand, and then you're going to have to bust the balloon and fall back a second.
Yeah, and you know, from my understanding, for a number of those type of positions, they were paying them insane money.
Yes,
The last few years, 3 to 4 years, pretty much because of the demand and all that stuff.
correct.
Sinzo Elite said, "Yeah, all those hypocrites were so excited for Starfield when they thought it was a PlayStation exclusive."
Yep.
And yeah, oh yeah, that's how they always are, man. And, you know, and see, that's why Shinzo, I'm not afraid to come up here and say that I enjoyed Spider-Man PlayStation 4. Now, I had the same thoughts you did. You said Spider-Man was good, but didn't do anything new. Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. It's the way people pretend it was the greatest superhero game ever. No, not even close, not even remotely close. But it's a fine game. I can't hate on it. Listen. I'm not such a fanboy that I'm going to sit here and just act like I hated every single thing Sony's ever done when that's just not the case with the company. I still think most of their games are boring bullshit.
Me too.
Go ahead. God of War and Horizon Forbidden Entertainment are two examples of games I will never. Listen, I'll cut off my hand before I ever praise those boring ass games.
Dude, you got me saying Horizon Forbidden Entertainment in every chat I comment on. But the game that I like from Sony, believe it or not, is Killzone. It's not as good as the games we play, but I'm even my guys that have PlayStations, they haven't beat it, but I did. I get their PlayStation, I beat the game because I like the game. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Apollo Cooper here said they're scared of Microsoft pulling Call of Duty from other consoles. They should be worried about Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons. Neither is going to happen. I think at this point it's pretty clear. Neither is going to happen. Microsoft is okay with those two games making so much money that they could literally fund every other studio's projects, basically, damn near.
But what happens, Apollo Cooper? What Sony is afraid of, and why they're fighting so hard? They know Call of Duty is not leaving the PlayStation. They just won't get the residuals from having exclusive content that brought them a lot of fame and fortune. And then over the years, people are going to look and say, why am I spending $70 on this game and $50 on an extra map pack when this shit is on this company in Game Pass and I don't have to pay for that? And then you're going to see a gradual decrease in the PlayStation sales and a decrease in PlayStation sales and a decrease in those Call of Duty numbers. And that's what Sony is dying about.
Right. And that's what I always have said. They're not afraid of the studio. They're afraid of losing Call of Duty because of that point right there. Over the years, they will be losing Call of Duty. And everybody know it because it won't. Everybody be playing Call of Duty. Some people be playing it, but like you said, if I don't have to worry about paying $70 for a game, and I'm getting it on Xbox, oh hell yeah!
Oh, and Tuck, they're mad that it's going to be spread thin because it's going to be on Nintendo as well, and on the PC. So the numbers are really going to thin out.
Yeah, you forgot about that. Darn, you right about that. Darn.
Yeah, hey man, but hey, they're a poorly run business, so you know I don't feel bad for bad business decisions.
No,
you know
I don't feel bad for them at all.
Yeah, and I know some people might think, but you feel bad. People, losing your job is one thing. Bad business decisions are a completely different monster of themselves. You know, if Microsoft was running their business to the ground, I'd still feel bad for people who lost their job because you know what? It's the people at the top who often, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones who often cause such an issue. You know, that's the thing with that's why the lack of, that's why the fake sympathy for the Activision deal was so funny to me, because yeah, I hold people like Bobby Kotick and the guys at Blizzard accountable, because they were at the top. They were the ones that were causing the issues. It wasn't the 9 to 5 guys and gals at the girls at them companies. You know, they're the ones that were being fucked over. So why should they? You know, my thing is like, it sucks that they have to suffer because of Bobby Kotick's actions or lack of actions, however you might want to put it. You know what I'm saying? Guys, you got to think in nuance here. You got to think more than just surface level with stuff like this, basically. Apollo
Hey,
Cooper. Oh, hold on. Big Baller said, was it Bethesda known as Bug Death before they got bought? Yeah, yeah. It was around the PS3 era. It was specifically with the PS3, if I remember correctly, because Oblivion and Skyrim ran terribly on the PlayStation 3 compared to the 360. If you remember, I don't know if you remember the videos, the comparison videos. Then they were you had thought the PlayStation 3 was a modern day console at the time they ran so bad. Paula Cooper said Xbox is going to do something to COD that's been missing from them since 2012, and that's anticipation. Call of Duty should not be getting the 2K or Madden treatment. They deserve anticipation. Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah,
I think
I agree.
the fact it'll come to Game Pass day one is already just big enough. Because you know, people a big thing right now is marketing, marketing, marketing. But Microsoft didn't need to release a commercial for High on Life to be the third, I mean, their largest third party release ever. You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're trying to say, Unlimited, is they High on Life didn't have to make an appearance at Jeff Keighley's Sony Awards show and their so-called 100 million viewers
Yeah.
for High on Life to be a dominant game.
Right.
They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
need that.
yeah.
And just like people are saying, oh, Microsoft is going to have a Super Bowl commercial for Starfield. They don't need that. They don't need that
Yeah,
either.
I
No,
mean, listen, these Super Bowl commercials cost a ton.
Ooh,
They're,
bruh.
you know, you're paying way out the ass for 30-second ads. And if
Mhm.
Microsoft says, you know, what's the point? Then what's the point? You
Yeah,
know what I'm
$7
saying?
million for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
And I don't want you to leave Shits No Elite. We did talk about that. At least Unlimited did
Hmm.
earlier in the show. Forza Tech Engine is an awesome
Oh
engine.
yes, yes,
It
yes, yes,
is
yes.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see what they do with Fable after seeing what they've been doing with the Horizon series.
Hmm.
And the mix said, I have no issue with people calling Bethesda games buggy, but I wish they would be more honest about that. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, people's opinions are their opinions. I don't lose sleep over it. But you know, again, this show's called The Unlimited Truth for a reason, because when the nonsense is out there, somebody's got to step in and just throw a little common sense on the ground.
And then from what I understand, you got to think about what this game is doing and how big it is. You know,
Hmm.
if you walking through a game and you could go in an individual home and you picking up cups and things like that,
Yeah,
and you could do every little thing in a game, the game is more expansive, so you're going to have those type of deficiencies.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll happen like that from time to
Oh,
time.
oh, big time. Sega Man said, I'm proud to be an Xbox fanboy. I'm highly invested in the ecosystem. I buy and support all my exclusives. That's what true gamers do. Yeah, Sega Man, you and me both,
that is
man.
true.
And I've been enjoying Sega Man's collection videos lately too.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. Harry Swan said they lost Bethesda and soon. Uh, ABK, Activision Blizzard King. How do you replace that?
Mhm.
You can't. You can't replace that.
No,
There's
that's a
nothing
great point.
Yeah, Harry, there's nothing Spider-Man 2 will ever do that will compete with these deals. Not even.
Especially when they don't solely own Spider-Man the game Unlimited
Yes,
Productions.
yes.
They have to share those profits with Disney.
Yep. Yep. And Shinso Elite said, I'm eager to see Fable. If they're able to make Fable Tech with do as well with an RPG as they do with Horizon, Fable Tech could give Unity Engine a run for its money. Yeah. Oh, big time, big time. I listen. There's a reason why it's one of my top 3 most anticipated games out there. And so now that I'm caught up with the chat, I do want to talk about one more thing, and then we could call it a night if y'all don't mind. And
I'm down.
yeah, so Hogwarts Legacy. I gotta talk about this because for some reason there's been this weird drama around it, and it's gonna fail because as you see on screen, and this headline is actually missing the fact that it's the second best selling game on Xbox before release as well. So Hogwarts Legacy is Steam and PlayStation 5's best selling game a week before release. Same with Xbox. And the reason I want to talk about this is because for some reason people are trying to boycott this game, and I can't figure out why. Uh, Apparently the writer, she doesn't develop the game, she's just written the books like 20 years ago.
Oh, they
She
pulling that up
Yeah,
again.
yeah, they're pulling that
Isn't
up.
the writer of Harry Potter a black lady?
No, it's this lady J.K. Rowling, right? And this is what I don't understand. This is what pissed them off. She said, "I respect
I
every
know
trans
her.
person's right to live any way they feel. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so." And this is one of the things that kind of like this is what caused the drama. And am I the only one here that's thinking, who gives a shit? This is like the most. This is Zinc to say this is causing drama is so weird because there are literally articles, there are videos, there are everything in the book, Zinc, saying to boycott this game, and then
Hmm.
everybody who's anticipating to play it are like, fuck that, we're not going to do that, and now the game is now the game is looked to be a massive success. So Tuck Master, start with you, man. Are you going to boycott Hogwarts Legacy? I guess Tuck Master stepped away, so I'll just ask you, Zinc, what are your thoughts on this,
I
man?
could be short because I wasn't going to buy the game at all.
Right.
But this is the reason I bought Cyberpunk. Everybody in the media was hating on Cyberpunk.
Hmm.
Not only did I buy it, I bought it for my daughter, and she didn't even want to play it. I bought
Oh
it
wow.
just because they were hating on it, and then she got around to playing it. My son beat it twice on the Xbox
One.
One. Yeah, he beat it on that. He said I had a couple problems, but it was great, and he beat it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm buying the game. I'll get the game just because people hating on this game, and I
Yeah.
remember them hating on this J.K. Rawlings person, but I thought she was black lady. I guess she's not, but it doesn't matter. That don't even matter. But she wrote some stuff, and what's like what Unlimited and talk. It's like I saw today on my feed this
Mhm.
hockey player. He said, no, I'm not denouncing my religion, and I'm not going to wear this gay pride warm up shirt
Right.
when I go into this game.
Right.
And people in the comments said, why can't this guy support his religion? I mean, why are you trying to take that away from him? But he said at the same time, I don't hate on anyone. I'm not going to judge anyone,
Mhm.
but this is my religion. If somebody come in my face, I'm not going to disrespect you. And I'm same, likewise. I'm not going to disrespect you. I talk to you all day, but that's not the set I ride. That's not what I believe in. But
Yeah.
I'm cordial to you because I don't have the power to judge. That is a nice comment right
Yeah.
there.
I'm with
So now we can't have our own opinion. Okay. So about someone else's lifestyle. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not with that.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. And I was gonna buy this game regardless. And it's like Cyberpunk, I absolutely love
Yeah,
Cyberpunk.
rock. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm buying it too.
Listen, I love Cyberpunk so much. After I beat it, I was like, this is one of the best games I ever played in my 30 years of gaming. I fucking really love that game. I
Hmm.
thought it blew me the fuck away. But the point is though, with Hogwarts Legacy, man, it's just that this is what I don't get, and this is why I can't take stuff like protest serious. Well, and if you're gonna protest video games, why is this the one that you're gonna die off? Something that the lady J.K. Rowling doesn't develop the game. She didn't even write the game. The only connection she has is that she created the overall universe. And you want me to hate this game for that? For something she said that wasn't even that bad, in my opinion. However, for example, remember last year where a guy at Sony got caught? What he got caught doing? It was something disgusting. I
Oh
just
man, you can't forget that. 100 was crazy
Yeah,
with that one too.
yeah, no. It's the details I'm forgetting. But I remember it was something like he got caught chasing 15-year-old boys or something like that.
He was a pedophile. He was luring. He got caught live on camera, soliciting boys with a PS5 shirt on, dude. He's
Yeah,
a straight pedophile, and everybody dodged it, but 100 didn't dodge it. A couple other YouTubers didn't dodge it, and they put his pedophilic ass right on the screen. Now that's something to boycott over. And
yeah,
then all Sony had to do is like, well, he doesn't work here anymore. No, because when there's one guy being solicited like that, you know there are other victims. Let's
right.
investigate this guy and see just how much of a pedophile he really is, and how Sony was harboring a criminal.
Yes, exactly.
That
And
is
and
the
and,
tough
and listen,
investigation like it ain't nothing.
yeah, and with stuff like that, and so listen, with stuff like that, this is why we have laws, because if you gave me the power, I'd kill him on the spot, basically.
Correct.
But yeah, but my thing is that Drew, that fucking with kids, soliciting sex from teenagers, little boys, and all this other shit, that doesn't get nearly as much as a lady saying, I don't even, what she said wasn't even that bad. It's just that she's a woman, and don't blindly support trans or some bullshit, right?
Right.
That's why I don't take a lot of this stuff seriously. Channel here said game is going to be a smash hit. Don't believe Twitter. Yeah, man. Oh no, I don't believe Twitter at all. This one though, channel I've seen it in news articles. I've seen it in videos. This isn't just like some Twitter bullshit that I'm just gonna fuck this type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And
You
and
know?
what's up, my boy Anthony Chipmunk? That's a cool dude too.
Oh, did he pop by? I didn't see him
Yeah,
in the comments.
Anthony Chipmunk is up there.
Oh
He was
man.
at panel and chat. What's up? Yeah,
Okay.
but anyway, yeah, man. But I agree completely, dude. I don't believe in trying to attack people like that. And we talked about this on E-Rock's channel, I think it was, or yours, Unlimited.
Mhm.
And you guys were really excited about Harry Potter. And I haven't seen the movies. I haven't played the games, but this lady created a world, dude. Somebody create something like that, I take my hat off to you. That is
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she genius.
Created a whole universe that people just love and adore. And Daya has a fantastic comment. The media is picking and choosing winners and losers again. I want the game to sell well. Remember, people want to boycott Atomic Heart because the devs are Russian. Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck does the developers in Russia have to do with Putin's decisions?
See, man, this is why Dia is important. It's the chat. It's things like that shit right there. And I heard about that. I was cutting my hair and I'm like, what? I
I
mean,
mean,
they have nothing to do with that. Just like some of, and like one podcast I was listening to, this guy said, hey, America has have committed a lot of atrocities, and then mentioned dropping a nuke on Pearl Harbor. And this dude mentioned it not on, I'm sorry, not on Pearl Harbor, but on
No, it was
Hiroshima.
yeah, Hiroshima.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And actually, it was a third bomb going that had Japan not surrendered. But at any rate, he said that twice and called it an atrocity. And I'm like, hold on. If we weren't even in the war at that time, had Japan not bombed Pearl Harbor, and I went to Pearl Harbor on spring break in college, my girlfriend and I went to Pearl Harbor. I saw that, dude. And even in those massive ships that they sunk, it was still oil coming
Right.
up to the surface. Okay. So that goes both ways, but every cause has a reaction. They put us in the world war, so we finished it. So something had to happen. And at that time, it wasn't a crime. But what he should have said was the slavery atrocities that the United States committed and how they took land from the Indians and slaughtered a lot of Indians. Those were some epic atrocities that you should have mentioned. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, and that goes right with what Day is saying,
Right.
picking and choosing.
Yeah.
And I
And
just don't.
they can't change the government is what I really wanted to say. That company,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a lot of Russians that were trying to
That's
get out of Russia because they didn't
yeah,
agree with Putin. But if they said boo, they were in jail or
exactly.
killed.
yeah, they were.
That's like people trying to blame. That's like when they try to blame all Americans for what our government does. It's like, dude,
Correct.
I hate the fucking government too. What do you want me to do? I can't go up to the White House with an AK. They're gonna shoot me the second they see my ass with it.
Bruh, black people can't go up there and cause a riot and overtake the damn Capitol.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. That
We
shit
be
just ain't gonna
upended.
happen. Yeah. So and you know, so whenever they try to put it's and it just drives me crazy when they for some reason when they pick and choose. First of all, they pick and choose what to be outraged at, and
Hmm.
then when something major does happen, like and that was a higher up that
Pedophile.
Sony, you know, it was, you know, it wasn't even like it was like
He was an
The
executive,
janitor at Sony getting caught
right?
doing that shit. Where it's like, damn, that's a fucked up son of a bitch. But
He
you
was a
know,
decision maker.
yeah, exactly. And so you don't think that didn't have any impact? That's why I just don't. I can't be mad at something like this. And then the way J.K. Rowling handled it, her quote makes perfect sense to me. She
Hmm.
respects I see the way that they acted. I'm expecting to read her say like, "Man, I wish that we could round up gay people and kill them" type quotes. But
Yep,
it's not even
that's not
remotely
what she
close to
said.
that.
Nope.
But now, what did she say? Because I wasn't here. What did she say?
Oh, it's on screen what she said.
Yeah, he put it on screen. Yeah, it was a clean comment, man. You know, everybody don't have the same views, dude. I mean, you know, especially about something like that. Maybe they might be a religious person. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, and it's like they just pick and choose. You know, I don't like to. You know what I don't like the idea of Zinc of a certain way being the right way to think. You know,
Absolutely.
and you know this might be a controversial take, but I'm an absolutist on our free speech. I believe in free speech so much, Zinc, that I think a racist should be allowed to be racist. My thing has always been just because if you're a racist and you like you if you're racist and you say, you know, let's say that your job is you're a commentator for the NBA and you say, man, I can't stand niggas as an NBA commentator, and you get fired, that's on you. But you shouldn't be thrown in jail because you're a
No,
racist.
you shouldn't be thrown in jail, but you can't use language like that. It's almost
Yeah,
like yelling fire in a theater.
exactly. And
Yeah.
what
Right.
J.K. Rowling did was none of that.
Mm-mm.
I really was expecting for her to say some wild shit, man.
Me too. I thought she really did
Yeah,
something stupid.
yeah. I'm out here thinking, wow, J.K. Rowling was some weird shit, and they just can't let it go. And
Unlimited.
yeah,
Here's it better. Listen to this. How you gonna boycott somebody that she's probably a billionaire?
oh
How are
yeah,
you gonna hurt her? Hey, Unlimited. I remember we were in school and Procter and Gamble had a symbol on the Crest toothpaste, I think it was,
uh-huh.
where it seemed like it was a symbol of Satan, right?
Mhm.
Well, people in class started talking. Oh, I'm going. You know, some of those righteous, uppity white dudes. We
Yeah,
should boycott. I was like, bruh, Procter and Gamble owns probably 70% of your hygienic products that you see in on Walmart's shelves. How you going to boycott it?
yeah,
They own everything. Settle down.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's like her. How you going to boycott a billionaire? Settle, calm your stupid ass down.
I know, man. She living off Harry Potter royalties for the rest of
For
her life.
no, unlimited. Her unborn great grandkids gonna be living off of those residuals, dude.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You know, Daya said everyone will not agree with every choice of another person. I agree with you on free speech unlimited. We need to
Same.
support the right to freely share our opinions. Yeah, man. And the thing is, just because somebody's views get you upset does not mean that they should lose their livelihood. That they should have their, you know, what they worked on taken away, and within reason. You know, within reason.
Within reason.
Obviously, obviously, when your actions lead to harm, like that Sony dude soliciting sex against kids, yeah, you should lose everything. You should
Hmm.
be thrown in jail with, you know, throw away the key type shit. But that's because his actions are disgusting. They're reprehensible. They're illegal. But nothing J.K. Rowling did here was illegal. It wasn't
Hmm.
disgusting. It wasn't reprehensible. It didn't cause anybody to die. It didn't cause any harm to nobody. So what is there to be mad at?
Hmm. And you know, and it's like Dale was saying, you have a right to say what you want, but like you know, back in the day, we used to say gay and faggot all the time, but I don't even say that in private anymore
Mhm.
because of things that have happened now. Do I agree with that society? No. But am I going to disrespect you? No. Everybody's a human. I do not have the power to judge.
Yeah.
I like
That's for our creator to do that if that's what you believe in. But I'll leave it right there. And you know, just respect others' beliefs, like that hockey guy, and even this one black chick on US soccer team, she
Mhm.
wasn't wearing that gay pride thing. She was like, "Hey, I know I have gay pride teammates, but why don't you respect my religion and what I do? I'm here to
Yeah.
kick this ball right here."
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
why is it
Yeah.
only a one way thing? Especially it's stuff that like this isn't a trans right game or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And same with the sport. The guys and girls that's playing sports. They ain't at a fucking gay rally or nothing
Hmm.
to where at least it'll something it wouldn't make sense to be out there wearing it or
Right.
something.
Yeah. You walking up on they set yelling
Yeah,
at them. Hey man, if you don't like what they do, stay your ass at the crib, play some games.
yeah,
well,
You
man, I'm
know.
gonna give you a good example. Like I said, man, I got a niece. When I got a niece, she's gay, and I know her, and I mean, I don't hold nothing against her. I mean, but now when her sister found out that she was gay, her sister had a hard time dealing with it at first. But I had to sit down and talk to her and tell her that she's still your sister no matter what.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, but
so,
I ain't gonna lie. I'd have a difficult time. I'd have a difficult time with that too. I'd be
so you,
straight up.
yeah, so
You
you
know.
still got to deal with her either way it goes.
But
She's still
but but
your
the
sister.
difference in that though, Tuck, that's your family. So you
Okay,
have
but
to
check
deal
it
with your
out.
family. I don't
yeah,
have to deal with people across the street over
yeah,
here. And now
exactly.
when if
Okay,
I'm running to them in their
okay,
presence,
but
I'll
check it
wave
out.
at them, you wave at me, hey, cool, we out. But if it's
But
somebody in your family,
but
now
let
you
me get
deal with your
through.
family.
Let me get through. But after she went, man, dude, she went months and months and months without talking to her sister. So I went in there and I said, listen, Tashan, she's still your sister no matter what. She still love you no matter what. So
Hmm.
that's her choice. And you got to respect that choice. Even though that you don't like it. But now, hey, that's been like 5, 6 years ago, maybe like 7 years ago. Oh, they're the closest thing. I mean,
Hmm.
it doesn't bother her as much as she used to. But they
Hey,
was more young though too. But
but
like
the
now, when my boys is younger, and I told her straight up, I said, I said, yes, you and your friend can come over and have dinner with us. But as soon as I see y'all start lip locking, you got to go because my boys is not going to see that.
Mhm,
Now that's what and you know what? But they respected that.
mhm.
And it's like overall, it's like I know people that's gay at work. I respect them. We talk. I respect them as long as you don't try to throw it on me. That's fine. But like you said, it don't bother you. I mean, it bothered me at first when I found out that she was gay, because I used to take her everywhere with me. I used to take her games and all that stuff with me. But when I found out that she was gay, it didn't stop nothing. I mean, I still held her close to
And
me.
you know what? But again, Tuck, like the government, we we talking about things that that have to be anyway. We need to talk about important things like gaming.
Well, that's
You
true
know,
too. But
that's how I get away from all of that stuff. I get away with it. But I say, hey, let's talk about this stuff that don't even matter over here.
Yeah,
With gaming,
well,
gaming
check
don't
it
matter.
out.
So
Yeah,
I'd rather argue with somebody all day about sports and gaming, because if all the electricity leave, hey, you know what? That's too bad. But because all
yeah,
of this other stuff we have to deal with anyway, so
hmm,
that's why I'm so easy going, man. I'm just too easy now. And even things can go horrible, but I got games to play.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
definitely,
That's
man.
what it's all about. It's
Get,
games anyway. So
yeah, man. To me, gaming's the best hobby in the world, man. I absolutely love it. Loved it since
you
I
ain't
was a
never
kid, and
lying.
love it now. And I got a lot of interests and other passions out there, and yet always come back to gaming, man.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm trying to catch up on my backlog right now before because I think Hogwarts Legacy is the first big release of 2023. I'll be buying next month.
Hey,
Um,
Channel said something. Read that. You were about to read it, I guess.
doesn't the game have trans characters? So now they're supporting what they're attacking the author for. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I don't
I don't.
know.
Yeah, I don't understand. Listen, like like just me in general. For me to be that upset over what somebody else thinks, it's difficult. You got to say some. You got to be like, you got to just be off the wall, fucked up, and it has to target either me or somebody I care about for me to really
Correct.
care. Yeah, so I don't really get mad at general stuff like this. And plus like Zink said, the woman's a billionaire anyway, so I don't know what you're gonna boycott out of her. I don't
I
know what
don't
she's
know.
gonna lose out of this.
Right. And she's probably supporting a cause that you champion. You just don't know the money is coming from her.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if
Uh,
they boycott this game for that. Oh my lord.
yeah, and I
Man.
mean, and and then I can't wait till this summer when they boycott Starfield for something stupid.
Well, I mean,
That's
they
coming.
start, they boycott a young game for something real stupid just because it wasn't 60 frames per second.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Gotham
Like,
Knights. Yeah, that nonsense. Yeah.
And then people realized that it was a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what was so
I
funny.
was tripping. Yeah,
Yeah,
your boy Rand even liked Gotham Knights.
Oh wow, and
Yep.
he follows meta. He's one of them dudes who follow Metacritic scores. I'm surprised
Correct.
to hear that.
Mhm.
I mean, so that's why I would tell people too. Don't listen to those Metacritic scores. Play the game.
Oh man,
yeah.
we hate Metacritic over here.
I've been so against review scores and Metacritic for so long. I can't even muster up the energy to tell people that anymore because I've said it so damn much.
Yep.
Because my thing has always been, if you play games and your thought at the end of the game is like, wow, I enjoyed it, but it got a 60 Metacritic. I just don't think anybody's ever had that thought in their life. So just play what you like.
And right, and Unlimited, you hate Metacritic, and I tell you, we used to be so in the gaming and the magazines.
Mhm.
We drove all the way to Arlington Heights, Illinois, just to go to this store called Die Hard Game Fan, just to get the Die Hard Game Fan magazine.
Oh wow.
Okay, I mean that's the links just for a magazine, dude. All right.
Alice, you tell our age, man.
yeah, that was almost. I think when I did that, Unlimited may have been about. Unlimited would have been probably about 4 or 5 years old when we pulled that stunt.
Yeah. I mean, man, that's when gaming was really fun because everybody used to go to beverages and used to go to the game store and all they did was talk about games. It was no bickering or no arguing.
Well, we argued. We argued, but we still played the same things. It wasn't this as vicious as it is today.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, we used to talk a lot of shit between Sega and Nintendo.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
Right. But it not near like it was back then. It was fun, man. It was fun as hell back then. Man, I mean, I think the biggest thing that we had the debacle about was it wasn't the systems; it was actually games. Mm-hmm. It wasn't actually the system. I mean, I think it was actually games. It was like which football game is better, Madden or either Sega football or it wasn't even about the systems. It was more about the game, which game was better.
And then we still played them both.
Yeah,
I like that comment right there too, because Starfield is a game that could be 30 frames per second just because of how vast the game is, and
but you know what?
The different things you could do in the game. Yeah, and I'm one that I had to stop playing. I said this before. I had to stop playing. I think it was Forza Horizon 4 because it was too slow to play Forza Motorsport 7 and then go back to playing that. I couldn't do it. It was too jarring to me.
What game was that?
Forza Motorsport 7 was at 60 frames per second. What all of the Forzas were, but Forza Horizon was only at 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
And to drive that car like that, it was definitely different.
You could tell the difference.
Oh, hard. You could tell it. But in a game like that, you won't be able to tell it that quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, if given the option, I prefer the frame rate, but it's not the end of the world if it's not available.
Especially if you're doing what you're doing in Starfield, like a Mass Effect. You don't know Mass Effect isn't 60 frames per second because it's more to the game than just the shooting mechanics. And the shooting mechanics wasn't that good in the first Mass Effect, but I love the hell out of that game.
Yeah, same here.
And then they said something else that the Hogwarts Legacy is not going to have is what kind of mode, like
performance mode.
Performance mode.
No, that's not true. They already confirmed. Whoever said that was just flat out lying because they already confirmed that there's going to be there's going to be different modes on these.
Okay.
Yeah, at most the Xbox One and PS4, which I think those versions should just be canceled at this point.
Right. I do believe that.
Yeah, yeah. Like Sony, I'm blaming that on Sony because Sony's keeping that fucking PlayStation 4 alive, and
Mhm.
I don't know why they won't just let it die
That's
already.
one of the reasons for Starfield's delay and Redfall's delay because they got rid of the stench of the old consoles and the PlayStation 5 version. Because you see, well, nobody likes to talk about it, but Gran Turismo 7 drops from 60 frames per second all the way down to 48 frames per second.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. It's on Digital Foundry, but they say, of course, it doesn't matter because of Aflex interaction or whatever word they want to say. Shut your ass up, dude.
Oh, that's I saw that Forspoken game that's coming out next week, 720p on the demo.
Hold on, Unlimited. 720p, man. I saw that for the first time today. I'm like, what? Dude, I wound up staring at a wall. I'm like, 720p and nobody's talking about this?
Yeah,
No, nobody even talking about that. Hey, this is my first time hearing about it.
that game is that game. I'd be stunned if it does well because nothing about it has looked good since
Game looked terrible.
since day one. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the writing is bad. The writing is cringy like last year's Saints Row game, which I actually thought the Saints Row gameplay was fun, but I did agree with the critics that the writing was like, what is this kind of writing?
Dude,
But yeah,
Unlimited.
720p.
I
Yeah,
want
what's
to ask you, Unlimited, did you see that demo
what
of
demo?
Forspoken?
Yeah.
Who the hell is she talking to?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's one of okay, from now on, Zinc, when we talk about Sony games, we got to talk about how their characters never shut the fuck up. Because all of them do it. Spider-Man doesn't shut the fuck up, and God of War they don't shut the fuck up, and Horizon Forbidden Entertainment she really doesn't shut the fuck up. And now Forspoken she I guess she's schizophrenic because she just don't shut up either, just talking to the wind.
Dude, I saw. Hey man, hey Tuck. Seriously, dude, you have to watch this shit, man. I'm like, I kid you not, man. I paused. I'm like, who the hell is she talking to? I think somebody said one time it's a bracelet that's conversing with her.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Dude, I can't make this shit up.
Listen, man. All that is going to do is the same thing all these Sony games do. Is that all that's going to happen is that she's going to talk. When they get to a puzzle or some block in the road in the game, she's going to instantly tell them what to do because Sony gamers need their handhelds like 5-year-olds going to kindergarten for the first time. That's the level of hand holding these games have. It's insulting. Right.
And it's in all of their games, but nobody says their games are the same. Harry Swan had better be dead wrong, dude. If that game is 720 30, I'm gonna jump out the window.
Yeah. Oh, same here, man. I ain't letting them live that down. Square Enix could keep that garbage. I mean, Sony and Square.
Yeah, they have a year delay.
Yeah. Yeah, because shit, man. Man, when Forspoken, that game has flop written all over it. I can't see that doing good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I did a video today on the Lion's Den. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, I gotta subscribe to that. When you said that earlier, Unlimited, doing it at the beginning of your show, I'm like, damn, why don't I have Tuck Show on here?
Yeah.
I'm doing that as soon as we get off here.
He's done 2 shows this week. One of them I was able to catch. I was working when he did the other show, so I'm gonna check it out after this. But yeah, I was working when he did the show this morning. But yeah, man, Tuck's been back on the grind, man, and he always makes great content as well.
D is tripping.
Man, 2023, I'm back, baby.
Oh yeah, Daya said, wait a minute. She talks to herself the entire game, so we now have a schizophrenic protagonist. Yeah, man. She between her and Alloy from Horizon, they. When I say they don't stop talking, Daya, they just blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. So and then what drives me crazy is that for some reason they also explain what you're doing. So if you're walking, they literally say shit like, "Well, if I keep walking now and I jump on the bridge, maybe I'll get there in time." It's like, just let me play the fucking game,
dude. All the time, but yet Sony's games are so perfect, man. Get out of here. And Sega, man, 2K that was a great football game. I still prefer Madden a little bit, but I like playing the football game on the VMU with the
Mhm.
2K when it was on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Two K5. That one was the one that the Xbox version outsold the Madden
Yeah, because they
5 that
came
year.
at $20 with that
Yeah,
mug because they
yeah,
wanted people to see how good it was.
yeah,
And then EA said, "Oh, we'll fix that. We'll just buy the rights."
yeah. Oh man, that still makes me
I'll
sick to this
never
day.
forget that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes me so sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just so sad that Take Two got involved in that Take Two scandal and all that
Mhm.
crap too. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hurt them big time too on that. They was both going to go for it, but that hurt them. That hurt them big time.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times in life, it's all about timing, and
Yeah.
sometimes the bad guys, if you will. I don't mean that in a literal sense, but the bad guys, they get the jump on it, man. And
Hey,
so with
Unlimited.
EA, yeah,
I
I
mean,
apologize, dude, but we started talking about Hogwarts, and you asked me, and I didn't have much to say about it because I wasn't going to play the game like you
mhm.
guys until they're going to boycott it. Now I'm going to play it, but it's a lot that was said about that game. I know you heard a lot about it. Go ahead and elaborate on Hogwarts on that game, because you didn't speak your piece on that. You asked Tuck and I.
Oh,
I want you to speak your piece on that, man.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I already said the crux of it in terms of the with the boycotting the creator. The game looks fantastic. If you haven't seen the gameplay, I definitely suggest checking out the level of creativity that this games have. You could be a good wizard or a bad wizard, whatever they're
Hmm.
called. Listen, this has come from somebody. I'm not some diehard Harry Potter fan. I
Hmm.
didn't give a fuck about Harry Potter until I watched it with an ex girlfriend last year. So that's how recent.
I
That's how
remember you saying that.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
so
All
that's how
right.
recent of a Harry Potter fan I
Hmm.
am. But this game has sold me, man. The gameplay looks spectacular. Even the way, even the character creation, if there's one thing video games don't really do the best is how you create black characters. Even like the hairstyle for black characters
Yep.
looks spectacular. Just
Hmm.
everything in this game is working for me. I think it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the year. And if 2023 wasn't so stacked, I think that's the only thing that's going to hurt is that it's come out so early in the year that by the time November, December runs around, when Starfield, Forza, and all those other big hitter games come out, I think it's going to get lost in the shuffle because those games are just so huge as well.
Hmm.
But other than that, I think the game looks fantastic. The gameplay looks exceptional. This is the kind of game that I tend to love. These big RPG style games, you could just create your character, basically do what you want. Has a lot of creativity. So yeah, I think it's gonna be. Hey, oh yeah, yeah. Hey,
I'm glad you lit his up because
yeah.
I just saw.
I just saw it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but Hogwarts Legacy looks great. But I need to address Channel's comment. He said, "Zinc, you see The Last of Us? I need to know why it got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes when Halo only got 70%."
Hmm. And
See,
people were now I didn't see it, but I'm gonna force my boy to watch it. I don't have HBO, but he does. But so I'm gonna
Mhm.
force him to watch it and tell me about it. He's not a liar, so I could trust him.
believe,
But the thing is, I think they had what 4.8 million or how many viewers? Unlimited. It
Hold
had
on.
four
I
point
could check.
something million
Yeah,
viewers.
remember it was something like 4 million. I could find out right now, actually.
believe it or not, Zinc. Believe it or not, Zinc. I saw it last night. I can actually say it's pretty good. I
Mhm.
mean, I
Four
don't like the game any,
four
but
point seven.
they
Okay.
did pretty good. I mean, they did
And
pretty good. Now, if it deserved a 99, now I don't deserve that.
okay, now so everybody is saying that it's better than the Halo movie, and Halo actually had more viewers than that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it outdid the I think this movie called 1883, some Western,
Mhm.
had 4.9 million viewers when it first dropped, and the Halo show outdid that. So there you
Oh, the
go.
Halo show,
It
that
has to at
Halo
least be
series was
5 million.
good. It was dead
So
on.
at least that's more than what The Last of Us did. And I did throw some hate at it. I said the game wouldn't shit in somebody's chat. I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
I saw maybe a 5 second clip. I was just talking shit. I didn't see
yeah.
anything.
I'm trying to look for the Halo numbers.
Yeah, what you might see is they're gonna say the numbers They said it was the most viewed show, and that
Yeah.
that
It
1883 movie that was at 4.9 million. So that was more than 4.7 million for The Last of Us. So
yep.
that's
That's
all
what
it
I'm.
needs to be. Unlimited is one more viewer than anything Sony, and I'm
Yeah. And yet, and Sony fans try to run a marathon on
correct.
that. Oh, did you see how great this show is? Now, personally, I'm never gonna watch that shit. I hate the game, so you couldn't pay me to watch this. But if Tuck says it's not bad, then I'm gonna take his word for it.
It's
And
not
check
bad.
And check this out. I wish I could steal this, but this one guy said, of course it's all right, because I've never seen a zombie movie before.
Oh.
Somebody in the chat said that, dude, I cracked up. I was like, oh shit, that was excellent.
Oh man, Sega Man said, "What do you guys think? Microsoft will eventually buy EA? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know about that.
Yeah, I'd rather they get
Of course,
Ubisoft
me
if they're
too.
gonna get anybody next."
Yeah.
Diaz said, "That's a good question. What did they say about Halo's? Hold on, what did they? Yeah, I think she meant what did they say about Halo's show? What was wrong with it?
Oh dear, they said everything was wrong with it. And I'd like to elaborate further, but I could talk about this show for 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I guess next time, man, we got to say put that in the cap for next time. So I want to hear your
Everybody,
thoughts on this.
yeah,
I say
I'll tell you this much, dear, and leave it at this. They said that it had nothing to do with the games when that was a lie.
Mhm.
The movie was 95% Halo accurate. The worst thing they did, it was a jackal, it was a jackal on the ship, but they made the jackal in the game a human. Now,
right.
if it were a real jackal, the only one that could have beat that jackal is Soren, that ex Spartan. Okay. But as far as that, everything had a reference to either a Halo book or something in the Halo universe. And
Mhm.
people wanted to say that they just let this director go wild when that's another falsehood because Kiki Wolfkill was on site with them all the time, going through everything in the game.
That's
So,
right.
and the last egregious thing was Maquis, a human, was a part of the covenant, but all they were doing was using her for information like the covenant always did. And like she started to make demands, and it was like, we gonna kill this bitch. She just don't know it. And they wound up
Well, and,
eventually
and
killing
then another two out of thing, people getting mad about because people saying, well, they making Master Chief too human and all that stuff. I'm like, y'all, please.
her. Mhm.
I
And they
mean,
had
I like in the mix comment. He said they hate Halo TV for not copy and pasting the story we already know. So I'm guessing The Last of Us is basically the video game, which that is kind of pointless to just put the same shit that happened in the game, expand on the universe, if anything.
and that's really what The Last of Us is about. It's
hey,
about the video game.
hey, Tuck, I got this one. I listened to this other guy talk about it, and he said he said this. This is a quote. He said to the chat. He said, "I told my wife this here is where I press the square button or the unlimited." I'm not lying. I know somebody else heard this too because we kind of listen to the same shows.
Yeah.
Dude said my wife was watching this with me, and he said at this point this is where I pushed the square or the triangle button, and they said the game followed exactly what was going on in the game.
Yep.
That actually doesn't sound that interesting because at that point I'll just rather play the game if that's the case.
Or
In the Halo, it kind of it went with the same story, but it was like on like different planets and all that stuff, and that's what made it so unique.
mhm.
It
Well,
wasn't. It
they
was the
even had,
same.
but they had but see, when they had a different planet, uh, Tuck, it was referenced from a Halo novel.
Right.
That's
Nothing
right.
was made up. It was a few things made up, but it referenced, they got it from directly from a Halo novel. Hey, Tuck, I called Unlimited in a lie. Well, almost lie. He said, I'd just rather play the game. You mean you rather watch the game,
Oh
Unlimited?
yeah.
You're gonna watch a lot of movies in
Yeah.
there.
No, so I mean, what it boils down to is that hey, at least we did see one thing.
Hmm.
At least we did see one thing. We see Master Chief get some, and that's just what he did.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was a little indifferent about that too,
I,
but
I
at the
wasn't.
same time,
I loved it.
it's for TV, so you have to have a love story somehow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know. And then people kept talking about Master Cheeks. And hey, how about Kai 125? How about her ass being shown? Because I liked her ass versus a dude's ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they show Marquis seemed like a little girl, so I wasn't trying to look at her. They showed her,
Oh shit.
but Kai 125, that's a big ass chick. Kai 125 is like 6'1" or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
She's a pretty
She's
good.
a freaking
Yeah,
giant.
she's a tall chick, boy.
Yeah, a fantastic stuff. And before we wrap it up, I want to just put one more thing on screen because this article that I just saw pop up is bullshit. And why Starfield seems to be shooting for the wrong moon. So Starfield is supposedly going to finally launch this year, and there's a possibility that it may get lost amongst games like No Man's Sky. Really? No Man's Sky. The game they used to call No Man's Lie. No Man's Buy. I remember what they used to call it when the devs lied about that game and had to spend the next 5 years fixing it. But yeah, I just want to put this on screen because I found it hilarious that again that they're trying so hard to pretend that Bethesda is this nothing studio
Ain't shit.
that's never an ancient studio that's never made a game before, and this is their first ambitious game like Platinum did with Scalebound. Just fuck out of here with this. And Channel said Halo got 4.9 million viewers. Last of Us did 4.7. And I think that's a good place to close. So everybody, thank you very, very much for joining us today. Again, I just threw this show together, so I'm extremely thankful for Tuck and others Inc. for stopping by. Tuck, man, let them know where they can find you.
Hey everybody, this is your boy DJ Tuckmaster, the original pony killer. I can't stand ponies. I know they can't stand me. So let's get this straight. Just hey, pay attention to me on the Lions Den. I did one last week, and I did one this week. I think the one I did this week was a little bit better. Unlimited.
Yeah.
It was really basically saying that Sony ponies, the Sony people they just out of touch. Why do you think your system is better than the Xbox? And that's all I said. And I just want to know why do y'all think that? So, and that's basically about it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And other Zinc, I almost call you Outer Zinc, man. That Sega Man influence is really getting to me. But other Zinc, let me know where they could find you.
You can find me in the chat anywhere, man, and checking out sharp people, man, like the cats in this chat, dude. Hey, what's up, Radiance 96? That's the only
Hey, Radiance.
shout out to. But yeah, man, I like the chat and hanging out, listening to Sega Man sometimes, and 100 and you guys.
Yeah, and everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back whenever the truth is needed. You know the deal. I don't know when the truth is going to be needed again. Oh, actually, I do next week after the Developer Direct show, because they're going to go wild. They're going to expect.
They go wild on that
yeah,
one, boy.
Expect the unlimited truth sometime next week because I have a feeling we're going to need to settle people down or something. Zinc and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna need help from everybody.
Yeah,
like
and I can't.
assholes like Shane G and the rest of them. They need to go up after that.
Yep, because we're gonna be salivating over seeing that Forza and the Redfall gameplay.
Oh.
I guarantee that.
Dude, hey, one last dude. I'm so excited about Forza. I've been watching NASCAR races from the 60s and 70s.
Oh wow.
Okay, I'm gonna watch a couple tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they broke them down in like 90 minutes or 40 minutes and things like that. And one of them was narrated by Keith Jackson. You didn't get a chance to know Keith Jackson like we did.
Mm-hmm.
He was on ABC from 66 to 2007, and he was famous for college football. He's just the greatest commentator. He did, I think, the 1970 or 74 Daytona race, and that's just a small thing though. But
see, that's
Jackson
what's
is a
up.
legend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's
Hey,
up, man.
in the Elders Inc., and I cannot wait until my Formula One season start back up, man.
That too.
3.
Well, we could get on. I'll talk about that next time. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Important.
Next. Honestly, I'm gonna just go ahead and pencil in a show for like next Wednesday or Thursday because the show's gonna be Thursday
Count
afternoon.
me in.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll let you know if I'm gonna do it Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, but expect Unlimited Truth next week after the Xbox the Direct Developer Show. And everybody in the chat, y'all were absolutely fantastic today. I love when I get it when I love sometimes I love the vibe where there's only like 2 or 3 people here, y'all, and I could just chill with the chat as well. Interact with the chat a little more because it's very hard to do so when there's like 5 or 6 of us. So yeah, so it was nice. It was nice getting to just read and interact with the chat as well. But everybody, again, enjoy your weekend, and we are out.